Hey Shannon 222. How's my girl doing on this 222 day? Rari?
Oceans of happiness, oceans apart, moving in circles away from the dark, and nobody knows the light inside your eyes. But when I look at you now, what do I see? Sometimes I tell myself that I don't know. When I saw you tonight, I couldn't believe my eyes. Remember the time when the world was on fire, caught in the rapids that quenched your desire. Look at you now,
Camel popping?
racing those rapids on high.
Hot.
But when you look at me now, what do you see? Will you tell me your dreams, Michelle? 'Cause all that I'm knowing is you walk alone in the light. This is my last waltz, my last dance, my last walk with you. And I must remember the little
Brian.
about you. About you, Michelle. The little things
Corey.
about you, Michelle. About you, Michelle. The little things about you, Michelle. The little things.
How you guys doing? Happy 222. Two? That's a lot of twos, eh? Whew, okay. Been a while, eh, crocodiles? Yes, that truck. Arr, matey. Arr, arr, arr. Honestly, Corey, I was going to put on my blue number 12, Andrew Luck, but I was just too lazy to actually groom myself. To groom myself for the live stream. I know. Most people set up when they go live, and I just don't. Okay, I'm going to tune in. How's it going, Shannon? It's going to get down to 8 degrees tonight and snow. Rawr. Happy fun times in Texas, eh? We're chilling at -3 degrees Celsius about, and it's supposed to get to about -20. Like, boom, go from 0 last night to 20 tonight. We had just a snap of that cold weather, just gone. It's been so mild that it's like dripping outside. It's been amazing. Hi, Angel Fishy. How's it going? Blessings. Gonna lay in water and ground. Sending love, hugs. Okay. Yeah, I was going to do the doing the water thing, and then I was like guided to come in and stream just a little bit. I'm missing you guys like lots and lots. Hey, DKs. Hey, family. Good to see you. It's good to see you guys too. And I say that, and I know I'm the one with my only face on the screen and my voice, but I can hear your voice in my head, DKs, and I can see y'all. How's it going, Corey? Hey, Delaney Pearl Jones. Happy hump day, sweetie. Can you feel that 222 energy? Oh my gosh. Holy cow for sure, Shannon. Holy cow. More like holy buffalo. Anyone else getting those like white buffalo calf woman sinks like boom, boom, boom through the roof? Or is that just me and a handful of us? Shannon 222, happy year of the tiger. Yeah, Glass Tiger. Glass Tiger is a Canadian band from about like 80s type of thing. Glass Tiger. Look them up. You might like a couple of their songs. The thing about Canada Rocks, especially the 80s and 90s, is just there's a purity to it, right? A lot of Canadian rock bands, like they didn't go farther, or like they're known sometimes in America because their songs have been used in movies and certain things, but not the same way American like pop stuff. It's just different. Corey Reed, the Bengals in the Super Bowl. Holy crap, I never thought of that, Corey, that it's February and the Super Bowl is coming up. Right on. Let's go. A little bit more rituals, eh? I watched that Puxatani or whatever you call him, the groundhog thing today, and my whole body was just like, like, doesn't anybody see this as a ritual? Like, it makes no fucking sense to worship a fucking groundhog one day a year when most people shoot those motherfuckers in their yard because they're just, digging holes, right? But I'm not going to start ranting because if I do, oh my gosh, I won't stop. No joke. Yes, DKs, holy mackerel cow, buffalo stance. Yeah, Nina Cherry, buffalo stance. You too, the buffalo. I know, Angel Fishy. When I said a handful of us, you was definitely in the handful, baby girl. Definitely. Hi, Mother Goddess. Are you having the white buffalo sinks right now? How's everything going for you, Mother Goddess? Ooh, DKs, whistle pig. Ooh, pigs in a blanket. Ooh, check this out. Angus, how very Scottish. I don't want to read the book. I just grabbed my Ascended Masters card. Twin Flame, first card up. Swan. If you guys watch or listen to Paul Butler, White Gold Eagle, I think his channel is, Prime Disclosure as well. The swan synchronicities, the divine unions coming into fruition is very big right now. And I'm going to leave it at that. Corey, massive amount of energy for the Super Bowl. Yeah, wrapping the Super Bowl with love and light. To me, the Super Bowl is, right? So, yeah. Hey, Mr. Hugh. Hello, hey Jen, hope you're well. I'm doing awesome, dude. Freaking awesome. Even when I'm not awesome, I'm awesome. When I'm up, I can't get down. Great Big Sea. Great Big Sea, another Canadian band. How's it going, Rowan? How's everything doing for you, Rowan? Mother Goddess, so much wild awesomeness. I don't have words for it, but it is amazing. Yeah, thanks for writing that out, Mother Goddess. I don't have words for it. It's one of the reasons I haven't really streamed because I'm like utterly, speaking of cows, utterly speechless. I've always had synchronicities my whole life, and every time they amp up, I think it can't get better than this. It can't get more than this. But I am to the point where in the morning, I'm lying in bed, just kind of like, getting the cobwebs out and just kind of waking up. And every single day, no matter what now, exactly what I'm thinking and what's flowing through me as I'm shaking the cobwebs out, coming out of sleep time and, waking up. And then I do my little stuff. I'm not looking at my phone at all. Like, I got zero reason to, you know what I mean? So I'm not looking at my phone till I'm completely awake. And so by the time I'm completely awake, every single fucking thing that I was thinking in my bed is exactly what's on my phone, the first things that I check in the morning. So it's like Saturday, the day after we were at the convoy here in North Bay and Callender Bay, Ontario, I was lying in bed thinking of a specific person and thinking, oh man, when I get up out of bed, I'm going to just text her to say hello. How's it going? And yeah, there was already a message waiting from her. Like, she had texted me to have a play date with Lily. So it's like beautiful, the validation of like how the telepathy is just the telepathy actually surpasses real words, because some people are still like in very ego type of stuff, so everything they say is like a lie coming out of them. And so the more synchronicities come in and the more sweet validation is like that thing of like, okay, liar, liar, pants on fire, go burn, baby, burn. When you want to be put out, come see me. I'll extinguish you, right? I'll help you out. But until then, like, boom. You know what I mean? And one thing I realized in the last week and a half is like, just step out of a timeline. Don't justify or validate it, because that's like cranking people's egos up even more hardcore. And I'm going to leave it at that. But if you have any examples of knowing what I mean, then let me know, right? You're doing great, Rowan. Good, dude. Me's glad. Willow Pillow, Mr. Face Genevieve, I love you. I love you too. Willow, I gotta say, my Willow sinks are through the roof. And Lily gifted me one of her extra pillows last week. No joke. I was looking at your I'm gonna call it totem, what you sent me, the green this morning, and just like thinking about you. How's everything going for you, Willow Pillow? One of the things I'm finding fascinating, because I'm able to pull myself out of like feeling hurt and attacked and just like part of the shit show. One of the things I'm finding very fascinating, I never tune into politics, but I watched Justin Trudeau's speech 48 hours ago, and it lasted about 37 minutes. And one of the things when he was speaking and like utterly lying, and everything that's coming out of his mouth is basically gaslighting, like lies, right? Like saying that the truckers are stealing food from the homeless. It's like, what? In every community the truckers pass through, there's like food, and it's being shared with everybody, right? In Ottawa right now, there's so much free food being gifted out that actually homeless people like have access to even more food than through the the systems in place to give them food, because half of the systems that are in place to gift food to the homeless have been shut down because of the sea for the last 2 years, or they open, they close, they open, they close. So you know what I mean? Him saying all these things is like just the lies of it. That set where he was speaking was so fake, any Canadian could see like it's fake. First of all, like he was supposedly outside, there was no breath, there was no outside noise, his hair didn't move once. Like, okay, Justin, if you're going to make a set, you could have done a little bit better than that, right? So but the beauty of the truth in plain sight, he's triggering like everything in order for people to be like, no, we're not racist, we're not this, we're not that. And homeless people are actually doing really good right now compared to through the system. Anyways, I'm gonna shut that down as well. I don't want to get into that too much. Mother Goddess, just wanted to pop in, send my love, good vibes all around. Love y'all. Catch you soon. Thanks for popping in, sweetie. Me loves you. Have a super amazing Thursday tomorrow. Thursday, February 3rd, the day the music died. Don McLean, American Pie. That's a sync, which, you know what I mean? For anyone, bring up the American Pie syncs. Willow Pillow, it's been really tough. My dad, oh my gosh, Willow. It's been really tough. My dad passed away this week. Oh, baby girl. Love you. If you feel to share his name, please, please do. Wrapping you with love and energy, sweetie. Yeah, really mass transitioning and fast and so much, so much. My love and empathy with you, with you, Willow. I will. I don't know how to say it. Wanilatanka. I think I'm saying it right. And I would say your first name because I know your first name, but I won't say it live just in case you don't share that. How's it going? I blued you, dude. Thanks for being here, sweetie. He loves you. Yeah, Mr. Hughes says, be strong, Willow Pillow. Yeah, and that's the thing is that those of us, with in a certain timeline, we're going to experience a lot of transitioning and rapid things accelerating, and it really is about harnessing the connections, right? That's why I showed Brian at the beginning of my stream, because he's one of my number one dudes, right? Like, I swear, you know what I mean? The connection, right? When I feel like I'm all like overwhelmed and can't figure shit out and there's nobody by my side but Lily, it's like, Milky, like, dude, Brian, right? Get your butt, come back, and he's like, but I was never gone. And it's like, oh yeah, I'm the one that hasn't been like connecting. So the connections with our ancestors, our people that have passed away in our family, is at an all-time high, especially in dream time, but in waking time as well, depending on what we're choosing to ask of strength. For myself, my grandparents are so close to me right now that it's making me speechless to what point memories that I had not thought of, didn't even remember in my life path, they are sending to me to make sure that I stand tall of certain things because they're not letting me not remember certain things, right? So everybody gets the chance to rewrite their past, but you can only rewrite and glorify yourself as a certain position in your family, and your ancestors are going to like be like, yeah, this is what it was, right? And I yeah, yeah. Shannon 222. We have a homeless man at our motel right now, and the church has been helping pay his bill. And I made him some coffee, and he's crippled and he can't walk to the McDonald's. Oh, that's beautiful, sweetie. And that's the thing, is there's certainly some things, even just sitting down, and that he could do to help out, that would actually, like, be of service for the greater good of the all of the motel, right? And even if it was just to be that person to say, like, oh, this is that way, this is that way, how you guys doing, to welcome, right, to give him that validation of making him feel safe and pure inside. Hey, mass hole grower, 8:11 Eastern time, you coming in. How's it going, masshole? I haven't sent you any little links or stuff lately. I've been, you know what I mean, just super focused on a lot of different things, but thinking about you, dude. Yeah, Wolf dude. I just saw you pop in. Holy, I hoped you would stream soon. To be honest, sweetie, it really is your comment this morning that you made in when we were, chit-chatting this morning, texting, that was like, about 10-20 minutes ago, I looked at Lily and I was like, do you mind if I stream? One of the things I'm trying to like just anchor in is me and her, right? And I asked for permission, right, to my sidekick, like, are you good? Is it okay if I do? And she was like, yeah. I was like, okay. Like, it's really beautiful to be mama bear for many, but mama bear needs to focus on baby bear, because there ain't nobody coming in to help out with that. So thank Lily Rose as well for giving mama bear permission to be shared. Love you, dude. But yeah, your comment this morning was like that thing of as soon as I feel like I can flow, then I just go, come on in, right? Even just coming in, I don't have to do a go of like 6-7 hours of a live stream, right? Half an hour is already a check-in, a connection between all of us. Angelfish, so fake, G. I watched for 5 minutes and heard what I needed from Spirit. Turn that shit off. Love thy neighbor. Yeah, I usually don't watch, and I had stopped, and then I told myself I watched it all. And to be honest, it kind of it it's like easy, but it's hard at the same time. Um, my empathy and compassion, like I would have never wanted to have been born in a rich man's shoes from an elite family, right? Um, we're all, no matter who we are on this earthly realm, transmuting our entire personal, DNA and traumas, but as our lineage as well. And I feel for him. As much as everybody wants to, like, fuck Justin, fuck Trudeau, fuck this, fuck that, get him out of there. You know what? It's not about him. He's just a puppet for the elite. He's just the person that's in the front because he doesn't even say, you know what I mean? You can watch me since 2019. My flow is my own, right? I am not a puppet for anybody. And when somebody tries to tell me to, say this, say that, or calm down, or go this way, don't try that with me, right? My flow is my own. So it's very easy to recognize somebody who has zero flow. They are just a puppet for what they're being told, right? So, point blank, this man is afraid for his family and his own life because justice, justice, and justice for all is coming, depending on the timelines that are chosen for the collective, through the collective, for the collective. This man is going to jail, or he's going to, right? So hold compassion and empathy. One of the things that I keep on commenting in timelines of whoever, wherever I'm guided, is like, y'all can be laughing, but can you look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself that you're in your most integrity? Right? Because often people who are like shitting and giggling, laughing and throwing stones and like making fun of other people, they can't even look at their own self for 3 full minutes in the mirror without breaking down. They don't look at other people, straight in the eye either, because you don't laugh at people, you laugh with them, right? We can laugh at the situation, but at some point, like, humble pride is important, right? Manila, I'm making Destiny Oracle cards on Instagram. If I don't find you, sweetie, can you find me? I'm screenshotting it. I'm having a lot of weird and special different things happening with my devices. But yeah, I wasn't aware you were on Instagram. On Instagram, I am Genevieve Michelle 7 or Michelle Genevieve 7. I can't remember. And if you have anybody of tribe already, then I'm in their stuff. But I like for us to like be able to find each other as fast as we can. Instagram, the only reason I'm on it is for rapid texting for the tribe vibe, and in order to bring in other people. I'm not guided to live stream on Instagram at all. I've been asked and directed towards TikTok 2 or 3 times, and the second time I was like, yeah, maybe it is time. And then higher guidance is like, yeah, no, it's not. No. Yes, I think it's Genevieve Michelle 7. And I can't show my Instagram because I only have it on my iPad. I do not have it on my phone. So although it might look like I'm on Instagram a lot, it's because when I do, I have padded my algorithms into what's for the greater good for my eyes and, my ears. And I don't even use the sound a lot on Instagram unless highly guided. Right? So I've padded my Instagram so that there's always something coming to me. So if you look at my highlights, sometimes it's like I've been called by somebody, what was it? Like the meme queen or something, because like I will repost like a bunch of stuff, right? But ultimately I don't spend super amounts of time there. It just looks like I do sometimes because every time I go on, there's something that I want to share. And that's why I'm there, right? For the quick sharing of things. Francis, oh my gosh. Willow, thank you for sharing that with me. Francis is a really big synchronicity, that name in my life path. And I pulled St. Francis card. The St. Francis card came to me in the I forget which day last week, but I would wonder if it was at the same timeline as your father passed. That's how synced that name is for me right now, Willow. Love you. Thanks for sharing. Yeah, Angel Fish, we are with you, Willow. Exactly. Thank you, sweetie. You're Paul. Yeah, I wasn't gonna say it that's your name because some people don't like, right? But yes, me knows your name is Paul. I love it. And what I think is super cool is when I'm like listening to Paul Butler's transmissions, I always scroll the comments to see like, what energy is there and if I'm guided to give somebody a message or whatever, like to pull somebody in of tribe and say like, hey, I see you, come find us. And I always kind of giggle because your name is Paul and his name is Paul, so that's like double Pauls. And then Peter, Paul, and Mary, that's a big thing for me as well. Peter, Paul, and Mary. I love it. Oh, what's in a name, eh? Today's blue crystal eagle, and we'll be in yellow cosmic warrior soon. I don't follow that or do that, but that makes so much sense to me. When we were by the water, ice water, frozen water earlier by the lake, I said to Lily, I love the way the light, like there's these light fixture thingamajigs, like I don't know what they're called, street lights, but on the docks. I'm not so eloquent right now. Anyways, and they're blue. And as I was seeing the blue, yellow is coming up for me like a super lot. And this is what stands out for me, like boom, like this, like really yellow right beside me. Well, in front, not beside. You know what I mean? Angel Fish. My sister in heaven is named Crystal. Boom, instant proof of ancestors hanging out in reality. Yeah. And the crystal sync, it's huge. Thanks for sharing that here, Angel Fish. How was your day, Wolf Dude? Shannon 222. I was homeless 6 times over the summer, LOL, and I'm so thankful to be here now. I feel like Cinderella found her castle. Yep. Cinderella quested for her castle big time, eh, Shannon 222? And I never considered you homeless. I considered you like the camping queen, right? There's like that word, it's houseless or landless, but not homeless, because tenting, being on the road, actually feels more like home than some actual homes can actually feel. Does that make any sense? It's like this summer we got out once to go camping and we were only able to manifest it for a certain timeline, a few days, but I felt more at home for those 2 or 3 days that we were camping than I did for the whole year when I was living in the other apartment, right? That other apartment just is one of the beautiful things. So it's been sold and the new owners are, the investor owners have people like completely stripping it, so that the where we were and that energy is that was so hard for me to ground there and feel safe, or even like just feel safe for like a year and 2 months, and the whole energy is being like boom, stripped, the carpet's stripped, everything's going to be remodeled, redone, like from the floor to the ceiling. And that to me is just like, it's purity. It's like the way some of the land masses, are being stripped, like with burning, flooding, and certain what seems like chaos, but it's a renewal for the land, right? Angel, oh wow, you guys, wow, Willow, wow. Angel Fish, I have a sister in heaven too named Crystal. Whoa. You're welcome, Wolf Dude. I needed the check-in, Michelle. Thank you, bunches. You're welcome, sweetie. Hi, Esoteric Alchemist. I've been thinking about you. Ooh, how's it going? How's things in your area? I thought about you when the convoy passed through where you are, dude. I was wondering, did you get to be able to see or to feel the energy of it, Esoteric Alchemist, when it went through? Melina Tonka, some incredible synchronicities, fam. Yes, they are incredible past words, making me completely speechless for how just amplified and just how, like, you can't make this shit up. Like, it's so huge. So huge. That's okay. Oh, no. I accidentally pressed dislike on your video, so that was me. Right on. Well, I know the Galactic Brazilians use Instagram. I find Instagram to be like safe, but sometimes very creepy as well. Like even like the last week, like I got knocked off my spiritual fucking rocker and like seriously, you know what I mean? Like of things that came through Instagram. And it's me that let my guard down, trusted a human to have like a connection of texting, and then it finished in like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? Excuse my language, but seriously, what the fuck? Right? Angelfish. Francis is my grandma's name in heaven as well. Melina, Francis is my grandmother's maiden name. It's actually her middle name. Wow, see all the syncs, guys? Grab that. Flow energy of the synchronicities. Sheila Francis Lewis. I have a cousin named Sheila in California. But she's still here? Right on. Yeah, Esoteric Alchemist. Home is where the heart is. It's true. But when your heart doesn't feel like it's actually even in your body sometimes because of like certain things, right? Right on, Esoteric, Wolf Dude, excuse me. My day has been trying, but it turned around. Yeah, thanks for writing that out, Wolf Dude. That's really important is the fact that, you know, like, uh, everything's accelerated. It's going very fast. But if you look at your end of your day, or, you know what I mean, when you're like kind of just like, the realization of how fast things are passing through. So, you know what I mean? In the entirety of the 24-hour like timeline of a day, whether time exists or not is irrelevant, but you know what I mean? Like from the perspective of, if you think about it, one of the things, like since the convoy passed through and to now, which was last Friday for us, I'm not feeling any fear anymore, but I've had a lot of rage and anger and judgment pass through, like a lot. And it's not completely done, because what's happening is that I am in Canada and I'm in like 5 hours away from Ottawa. And I say 5 because could be a 4, depends on how people drive and how the roads are. Me driving would be 5 at least. So a lot of judgment, a lot of rage and anger. I don't get out and about a lot, but one of the things that is shocking, and it's taking everything I got to just ground, right? People one step at a time. It's not all going to happen at the same time, but and I'm going to say it how it comes out. So if it sounds judgy, it's because I am judging it. I'm not going to lie about it. I really thought that, you know, people are standing tall together, united for freedom, as other people are just still doing everything they're told. So it's shocking to me, like, because I thought, okay, this is like the week where I'm going to go out and about, and like grown men are not going to have a fucking mask on their face because they're going to stand in unity with their brothers their brethren, right? So seeing a truck driver go into somewhere with a mask on right now is like, ugh, it's like hard to not like go up and say like, are you fucking kidding me? I get that you can't like put your whole life on standstill and go stand with the dudes, but you really gonna keep wearing a fucking mask, right? So that calming down as well of the mama bear who like wants everything to just be rapidly changed. Tunnel mental. I see you. I'm just catching up with the comments. I don't mean like I gotta catch up. You know what I mean? So that feeling passing through. So again, that's, you know, it's not my circus, not my monkey, not my choice, and not for me to judge what roles people are playing, but it's been hard to anchor in, to be grounded, not just scream at the top of my lungs like, is anybody gonna fucking stand tall here? Like, you don't have to go to Ottawa, you don't have to like risk your own life basically, but can't you stand in unity here? That way, happy birthday, happy birthday. It's That Way's birthday, guys. Make them blush, make them blush. Whoop, whoop. Loves you, dude. Yes, Shannon 222, definitely the camping queen. Yeah, camping queen. That's the way I see it. How's it going for you, Tunnel Mental? Men, yeah. I was saying it wrong, but I'm saying it right. Yes, Shannon 222, nature girl, LOL, wild woman here. Yeah. Tunnel Mental, making music makes me happy. Love you, G. Love you too. Thanks for being here. Melina Tonka, the right connectors needed. You have an aunt named Sheila too? Right on. That way, big hugs, love and grateful for all of you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. We love you. How's it going? Tunnel Mental. I'm making a curry and I'm gonna watch a movie. Any movie recommendations? You know what movie I would recommend to you? If you're into watching children's movies once in a while, but children's movies that are like, whoa. I think it's spelled Kubu or Kubo, Kobo or Kubu, The Three Strings or something like that. It was an excellent movie. And I haven't watched, I only watched one movie in all of 2021 and only not even a handful in 2020. I'm not watching movies anymore. So anybody got any recommendations of movies? I know there's a few movies that people who are watching movies have talked about, but I'm drawing a complete blank as to my favorite story movie. One of my favorite movies of all time is Into the Wild, the true story of Chris McCandless. The soundtrack is by Eddie Vedder. That's one of my favorite movies of all time. And Sanctum. That's also a true story. And Sanctum. And especially for these, just, yeah, those are the two movies that come up for me. Into the Wild. Yeah. If I hadn't had Chris McCandless' story, there's a part of me that would not be the same person. I didn't read the book. You saw the one, Kuba? It's all about frequency. Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's so beautiful. Yeah. That's cool. Well, in Tonka, am I saying it right? What the bleep do we know? It's a great movie. Esoteric Alchemist. I've been focused on my transformation for now. I just have a very hypersensitive energy field. Justify anger is the only. Yeah. Shannon 222. Good movie. Ultraviolet. Cool. I never watched that. Fifth Element comes up when I see the word ultraviolet. The Fifth Element comes up though. That was from the 80s maybe, but still. Nigel. I love the name Nigel. No way, Angelfish. We watched Frozen 2 last night, G, and we love Kobo. We own it. Right on. Yeah, I've wanted to make a short, you know how I used to do, and I haven't done it in a long time, of because I can't upload it and share it. It'll just get whatever. But the final scene of Kobo is really important. That the story of that line of that movie is basically like a father figure who turns on his own child and just does certain things. He is the evil of what that movie is all about. And at the end, instead of it being the typical movie where the evil dies, he doesn't die, but he wakes up and he can't remember anything about his life. So the evilest person in the whole everything, who has killed the father, killed the mother, who has done everything to cause chaos for a long time, does not die, but wakes up with zero remembering of who he is and what he is. And instead of shaming him, guilting him, and telling him, you are the evil motherfucker, we're going to, like, justice, we're going to put you in jail, we're going to hurt you, they realize that they can imprint him in a beautiful way. So instead of telling him the truth of the evil that he was, they imprint him with beauty. And they help him to remember that he was a beautiful and is a beautiful, kind person. And that, I think, for these times is, like, I got shivers everywhere. It's a radical message to, you know, do you want someone, would you truly want evil to be dead? Or would you want it to be the opposite of what it's always been? Because we have that power within us to treat people for the greater good of the all without always rehashing the evil, without always wanting to, like, psh, 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 right? And that's the only way we're going to manifest and rewrite the scripts for a new world, is to not hang on to anger, justification, and blaming, but turning everything into beauty. Right? Frozen 2. I've been singing the Frozen 2 using the soundtrack a lot these days. But I haven't watched it. Well, Lena, I've been watching Boss Baby's sequels, and they're surprisingly brilliant. Cute. Boss Baby rocks. Love the new one. I never seen that. Esoteric Alchemist, Donnie Darko, and Fight Club. I remember Fight Club. No, you're not, that retarded word. I finally figured out how to do a community post. Yeah, well, nobody's teaching us, right? They weren't even available to us for years. How would you know how unless you watch somebody do it, or unless you, like, figure it out on your own? That way, I love myself. Love you too, dude. Yes, Angelfish, that's exactly it. Breaking the karmas. Yeah. Hey, Fang Mistas. How's everything going for you? Let me grab another deck. Let's grab some goddess energy, guys. How's everything going, Fang Mistas? Welcome in. Been on for 45 minutes already. I'm going to do a little just like walkabout. I feel like I just stepped on. I've been on for 5 minutes, but I've been babbling for 45 already. Oh my gosh. I missed you guys a lot, eh? Hey, Kiki. How's it going, milady? 8:40 Eastern time. How's everything going for you? Pretty good, Fang Mistas? Pretty good, sounds good. Pretty good right now with all these energies and just everything passing through. Good, I'm glad. Yes, Tunnel Mental. Thank you, Nigel. Everything can grow from kindness. Forgiveness is kindness. Exactly. It comes down to the basic have courage and be kind, right? And have courage and be kind. That's where we're at. And when you're not getting kindness right now, um, right? Hurt people, hurt people. The gaslighting, the throwing of, you know, blame and shame, only somebody who's actually ashamed of their own self would actually shame another. Because if you've healed yourself inside, you can actually just listen and then just back away from, right? You're not nobody's whipping post, but at some point, throwing it all back, we all have the ability to bring somebody to their knees and you know, destroy their illusion of themselves. But that's not, unless that's your role at some point, it's not about that. Back away. You know what I mean? Everything can grow from kindness. Forgiveness is kindness. Thanks, Nigel. I'm trying to imprint that more than once, right? Amplify. Yes, Wolf Dude. Can beauty come out of the ashes? And Tunnel Mental says yes, like a phoenix. Exactly. And beauty does come from the ashes, right? It does. It really does. Fang Mista says it's going and going. Yeah. Thank you, Little Wing 609. You're shining, Genevieve. Me's really happy. My cup overfloweth. And then, like, I'm still getting knocked off my little rocker of, like, just, like, ugh, rah, 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 stuff. But it's like, okay, shake it off, right? Just shake it off. Yeah. How's everything going for you, Fiona? Fang. Yeah. Fearless love. Yeah, shaking off that fear and just, it's all love, man. It is. Yeah, Kiki, courage. Yeah. And that's the thing, is that a lot of people, you know, have been under a lot of spells and a lot of, you know, it's we're under mass hypnosis, and you're either, we, even if you think you're not a part of it, you were at one point, and, you know, there's still parts of us that are, even if we think we're not sometimes. Like, once you think you know, then you're stripped and you don't know. So, but courage. One of the things that I'm reflecting on and it's coming through is so many men and women, and I'm going to specify masculine rising, stepping into their power. Like, there are thousands of men and women, but especially men. You know, I'd like to say the trucking industry in Canada is 50-50, but it's not. There are female truckers, right? But the masculine rising energy is through the roof. So imagine the masculine who are sitting at home, continuing their routine, who've been bypassing for the last 2 years of certain things, and they are lacking courage to have the balls to do what their heart wants them to do. Imagine the energy of how they feel. So one of the things that I've been, like, passing through me as anger in the last little while is, like, okay, my Canada, like, people that have channels, like, there's no focus. Like, you're not, you know what I mean? Like, okay, you couldn't take the day off work, but, like, what the fuck? Like, there's no focus on what's going on. But that's the thing. If somebody's still going with their routine, and I've been sitting here for 3 years saying, like, is anybody going to get up? Are we going to stand together? And nobody has. Imagine how it feels that other people are, right? So the chaos, as much as there's beauty and unity and freedom in the air here in Canada, there's a lot of, like, shame of, you know, things as well. So it's like a huge melting pot of just energies in the air right now, right? Yes, that way I feel vibrations are rising. Yes. Angelfish, exactly. Do not absorb. Exactly. It comes, we feel it, we have to, but don't absorb it. Like shake it off, right? Like the way that, a duck with feathers, it's not like, a cotton sweater. When it comes, it doesn't have to be inside of you, and that, you know what I mean? Just shake it off. But feel it, because not feeling it is bypassing, and then it'll just come back. Right? So that's why me saying out loud in the last 50 minutes and in the last stream I did, I'm having a lot of anger and a lot of rage passing through. It's not lasting for a long time. I'm not manifesting anything from it, right? I'm not directing, I'm not projecting it out, but it's coming through. And then, right? Forgive. They know not what they do. Forgive, because everybody has a different role. People cannot all, they cannot. Yeah, they can. If everybody right now that was actually just doing the stuff in local places just stopped, right? Wearing the fucking mask. Unless they believe in it, right? If you believe in it, wear it. But if you don't, and you're doing it because you're told, doing it because you're scared to lose your job, doing it because of this, doing it because of that, then you're not an embodiment. And that hypocrite feeling is coming up whether people want to face it or not. Like, people's heart spaces are being blown wide open. There's so many heart issues and so many, like, a couple weeks ago I was somewhere and there was in a chat, somebody said, I had a panic attack. And I was like, I need to analyze that. A heart chakra opening feels like a panic attack. Are you sure it was a panic attack? If you think about it, and if you're, you know what I mean, you really analyze it. Or is your heart chakra opening and that person was like, whoa, I never saw it from that perspective. You're right. Like, it was. Or people saying that they're feeling panic and anxiety, but they're not listening to their bodies and continuing the same routines. So one of the things that's a common thread between a lot of us is that we've either completely eliminating smoking any pot at all, or smoking like so minimal amounts, it's like not at all, hardly. Like for myself, it's been weeks, right? And even then I was only having like one joint a night, and then I realized, like, this doesn't feel good anymore. Like, it's not helping me to fall asleep. It's making me feel anxious. So people continuing the same routine, blaming it on the exterior of certain things, but it's like, dude, you're not listening to your body. It doesn't want this right now, right? One of the things I dreamed about last night, guys, is that we were flying. And the way that we were flying is we all had our own little black box. It was a box, but it was with a zipper around it. And when we opened it, there was a white line that we had to fill with water. And then we closed that little box up, zipped it back up. And when we had the water line, we put the water in it, we closed the box back up, and then most of us were flying. And it wasn't a flying in a bird kind of way, and it was just we were able to go up and down however we wanted. Within the dream, a lot of us were helping others fill their water up, but they still chose not to fly and get up. So the cup runneth over, choosing water over the same, you know what I mean? Like, you guys saw me for years have my coffee in my hand, and I would say, like, I only have the one and I sip it cold all day long. Like, it looks like I drink a lot of coffee, but I only have the one and sip it cold all day long. And now it's like, if I have this much coffee in a day, and it has to be hot or very warm, otherwise when it's cold, I don't want it anymore. You know what I mean? So the routines of my life are radically different from December to January to now entering February. Like, what I'm choosing, what feels good inside of me versus what felt good inside of me before, right? So the dream, I believe part of it represents, like, if we are actually consuming enough water, we vibrate higher. We our frequency is higher. Our syncs are just like woo woo woo. One of the things I've noticed, I've been speaking about this for years, if you're in the same sync stuff as you were like before, like, okay, it's beautiful, but there's no evolution, right? Like the syncs are so amplified that somebody talking the same way that they did in January, December, or May of last year, like, is almost like Charlie Brown speak to me now. Like there's no connection between me and certain people anymore right now that's very high, because there's no elevation, right, on certain parts. And I'm, you know what I mean? When I say this, it's not because I think I'm vibrating high all the time and I'm fucking perfect, right? But I do know that, like, I'm in a whole different paradigm of everything that I was a month ago and 2 months ago, right? If I compare myself, who I am, where I'm living, what my routine is, what I'm feeling, I don't even remember that girl from December. Like, that's how radical everything has already, changed for me. Gotta go, Tunnel Mental. You're probably already gone. Yeah. Gotta go. Love always wins. You're also brilliant. Cheers. Brilliant. Brillance. Lumineux. Lumière are big synchronicities for me right now. Yeah, Kiki, heart space flowing, me too. The cup over runneth feeling, the crying from the beauty of things and the synchronicity of things is so fresh, so pure, so raw and amazing. Courage. Courage. Kiki, after a wildfire, the wildflowers bloom. Yes, blueberries as well, depending on regions and land masses. So fire, as much as it can take out and destroy a forest, what comes up after is, like you said, the wildflowers, the blueberries, and it changes the habitats of certain animals. You know what I mean? Wildlife changes as well. Melina, yeah, I feel for the ones outside. Yeesh, in South Dakota, it's only 0 Fahrenheit or so, and I can hardly stand it. It's cold. Yeah, when I was driving today, I was out and about, and today is mild, and yesterday was mild as well. And all I can think of is, like, the homeless people I've had conversations with, there's no room in the shelters. There's no place for them to go. And so where are all the people that were everywhere all summer? You know what I mean? Like, where are they? Like, and I asked, you know what I mean? And I'm not receiving any answers. And it's like a part of, higher self is saying, this is not your role to know. And it's like, I know, but there are people that I spoke to or that I smiled at. There are people I gifted things to this summer that it's like, well, where are they? And asking myself, my higher self, like, I know their names, right? Like, that's the conversations I had. So asking, like, where is so and so? Like, is this person alive? Like, are you transitioned? Like, are you, you know what I mean? Like, and how I do check-ins with you guys, it's like, I don't have to see them, but can they come into my awareness, or can I just see them as I drive, or you know what I mean? Like, as much as I come in and check in with you guys, like, imagine the people I've had, like, interactions with, eye contact, that I've gifted things to, and that have gifted energy back to me. Like, where are they, right? So, yeah. That way, the cage doors are unlocked and open. Yes, the gates are wide open is one of the biggest synchronicities flowing through in the last 24 hours for me. And a few of the check-in people, a few of my regular people that I talk to all the time. The gates are open, deep and wide. Break on through to the other side. The gates are wide open, yes. Fang Miss does. You've quit 2G, 30 years of Puff the Magic Dragon. Yup. You see what I mean, Jelly Bean? Thank you for validating that you're one of those people. Yup. And it's so easy. It's not like like forcing yourself. It just, you realize it doesn't feel good, and then you don't use it, and then you're like, whoa, I feel way better. Whoa, I'm sleeping like a lot better. Whoa, I'm having a lot of dream recall, right? So what the pot would do, completely gone, eliminated the anxiety, panic feeling that I was having, that I was like, oh, why can't I not have this feeling? Like, what is it? What's wrong with me to have this all the time? Listen to your body, it'll tell you. Mr. Hugh, I know what you mean, Jen. I love the flying dreams. Yeah, and Mr. Hugh, this one was so amplified because there was some of us that I could say, like, you were here, you were here, you were here. I don't know what you look like, Mr. Hugh, so it's like you were probably there and I'm just not sure, you know what I mean? But it wasn't about who was there, it was about how many. So there was massive amounts of people, and everybody had the free will choice, and everybody has the ability, but people were choosing not to. So this is representative of, well, as every soul has the choice of, love or fear. And some people, like, not because we're never of fear and judgment and stuff, but we're choosing all the time to, like, go higher, go higher. Like, I have fear. How do I eliminate it? What am I fearing? Like, facing what we fear, right? Knowing that it's this and trying to, like, surpassing it, right? So the boundaries thing, if people don't feel good, it doesn't matter who it is, right? Stop looping the patterns because somebody is this or this as a title in your life, because they are not that person anymore. And you are not at the same resonance to be with them. If your body doesn't feel good when you talk to people, people's eyes should light up when you walk into a room, and that's the same with texting. That's the same with when you're in live streams, when you're chatting. If you're in live streams and just there because you've been there all the time, well, do you feel good? Is your whole body lit up? Do you feel proud of yourself? Are you, like, when you hit the pillow, are you like, oh, that was so amazing? Because if not, fuck, you're holding on to something that doesn't exist right now. Doesn't mean it's gone forever, but it's not there anymore right now. So that was the beautiful thing of the flying dream last night, Mr. Hugh, is the seeing how everybody has the ability and those choosing not to. And at some point, I don't want to be too graphic about this, but there was somebody close to me touching me, and people rarely touch me in dreams because I protect my dream time very big. So I don't have intimacy, but there was an intimacy between me and someone. And I wasn't necessarily happy about it. I was looking at that person and saying, okay, so you're touching me now. That's what everybody wants, and you got it. Are you going to rise from this? Or are you just going to fucking suck the energy out of me? And that person chose to stay lying down. And that was my biggest, like, whoa, right? Instead of being like, yeah, I get to touch you. You think I'm going to fucking let this opportunity go and I'm not going to fucking fly even higher than everybody else? The person was choosing to just lie down and not fucking move. And I just looked at that person and was like, great. So now you got to fucking touch me. All this time, me's been holding out, and you got to touch me, and you're not going to fucking do anything about it. And not about me, for themselves, right? For themselves. It wasn't about, like, giving me more. It was about, you get to take the energy that I got, that's leaking from me, that I already gift to everybody across the world for fucking free, this way, with my drawings and all of that. You got closer, and then you don't, like, whee, shine even more. You choose to stay down. And I just fucking rolled my eyes and walked away. Because usually it would, like, be like, oh, poor me, and this victim of, like, holy fuck, I let you in, and you know what I mean? Like, and it was like, no. It was like, okay, just walk away. But the knowing, right, of angelfish, hit nail on the head, G, the level ups. Yes, the level ups are big time. Big time. Hi, Elf Herself. Greetings and salutations to you, beautiful Lady G, and to all here. You as well, sweetie. How's it going? Yes, happy solar return to that way. It's his birthday. Oh my god. Hey, Bravery. I was thinking about you, dude. How's everything going? You loving the plant medicine? Good, Elf Herself. Roar. Yes, we're all... It has to feel good. Gotta be loving it. I love it. There you are, sweetie. I've been thinking about you too, Michelle. I love you guys. Thanks for the checking in. Saturnian sun, dude. It's that way's birthday, guys. Make him blush. We can't see it, but I know he's blushing. Whoop, whoop. Party on, Wayne. I'm seeing you guys pop in, but I'm going to keep on checking the chat where to catch up. And I'm going to need a break in a minute. Hi, son of Odin Grows. How's everything going for you? Cheers, fam. All in chat. Stay lifted. You as well. Oh, Saturnian sun. Black Capricorn Day today? I didn't send it to you yet, SS, but Lily Rose was Googling, what was it, not pictures.
The pictures NASA took on certain days that you were born.
The pictures NASA took on the days you were born. Mine drew a blank. Go figure. I love it.
Yeah, I don't think they took pictures at that time.
I don't know. She was so impressed with Amy's, and she was like, oh my god, Amy's is so beautiful. Mine is really like just
She
plain.
has a pretty sky.
Okay, don't scream at me. You can show them if you want. And when she showed me hers, I went and I was reading it, and I was like, dude, you love Saturn, and you were born, and this is the picture. And she's like, yeah. I was like, yeah, it's the rings around Saturn on her birth date. So I thought that was cool. Me's doing good. Saturnian sun, sup G, you doing good. How's your day today, Mishimi? Kiki, reading time with my son. Love y'all. Gotta fly. Right on. Fly high, beautiful. I love you. Thanks for popping in. Bravery, you're like number 22. Right on. I hope you feel the thoughts and the energy that I'm sending towards you, Bravery. A lot of it. It's huge. Everybody's saying hello. Okay, I've caught up. And I need to just circulate, just move a bit to be able to continue a little bit longer. Do you want to show the image or no? No.
Mom, door. Yes, dear.
Anybody else having any wild dreams or things passing through that they want to share here? Just gonna catch up to the comments. I love watching you guys talk to each other and say hello and just like, we're here. Fang Mista says, hi, Lily Rose. She's being quiet tonight. SS singing happy birthday to That Way. Yeah. SS, Saturnian Sun, yeah. Retrograde tough this time. Yeah, it's a special one, eh? It is. It's a special one. I don't think anybody's being spared of really very much right now. And, you know, God bless those who are bypassing, because holy fuck. Be prepared, guys. Be prepared. Michelle, I'm doing well. Ain't nothing gonna break my stride. Boom. That is one of the songs flowing through me lately, is like, ain't nothing gonna break my stride. And I have not heard it, but I'm like, my inner DJ hearing. Bravery, thank you. Hi, David Castle. Greetings and favor to you, Genevieve. You as well. I tuned into David Null Hawkeye's stream last night just a little bit. Having a lot of, I would call it attention deficiency. So even if I'm like, wee, hi everybody, then it's like, I just don't have the chattiness to write and the ability to focus on listening. But I'm popping in here and there just to, like, you know, say, hey, I love you, right? But not able to just be in a lot of spots for a long period of time. Boom. Fang Mista said, someone said the gates are open and more people came into the room. You notice that too, eh? There was like a whoosh. People exit, people come. Yeah. A part of me wants to apologize for my divine video the other day. I stand by what I said, but I lost a lot of subs that day, and it's like, oh, okay, here we go again with if Mama Bear speaks up and says something, let's not support and elevate, let's just disappear. So, you know, kudos to those people who choose to just, you know, disappear, right? You know what I'm saying? One of the things I said out loud, and I was reiterating the words that Corey, what's his channel name again right now? Light Body Oracle. He said it a couple weeks ago. When you come into the path of an elevated woman, you're either there to support or get the fuck out of the way. And at this point, when I said that out loud, I stand by it, but the part of me apologizes in a way, because it was not meant to, you know what I mean? But it was the thing of, when you lose like 4 to 6 subs in like one span of posting one video, you really get to see who's standing beside you, right? Thank you, Bravery, for writing it out. I'm standing beside you, Genevieve. Yeah, you are, right? You have for 3 solid years of, you know what I mean? No matter how I'm speaking, no matter what energy I'm in, of being beside me. And, you know, as much as we want to talk about like building community, you can't be in a community and then just all of a sudden pout and leave because somebody says something that you don't like. Because really, if you don't like the fact that you should be elevating women and standing strong beside them, when those same women have been trying to elevate and stand beside the masculine without the sexual fucking programs, without the flirtiness and without the seduction, then whoa, right? Whoa. Because that's my biggest thing. I'm here as a mama bear and not, you know, as a glorified goddess to perpetuate sexual programs. And I've been trying for years to imprint men with the fact that we must be friends, strong together. The more that we have masculine and feminine friends, exactly, yeah, Bravery, the more that we have an amplified amount of masculine, feminine friends, we are not going to suck the energy and be codependent on anybody. There is no favoritism. There, like, we can call each other besties and certain things and use these words, but we have to have solid foundations of more than one masculine that is, to have a flow with. It is pivotal for the whole human race, for men and women to get along, and for women and women to get along, whether we think the same things or not. Like, to elevate each other, and not just when it's easy. When you don't feel when you feel something, fucking say it, right? The programs of the past are gone, and we're trying to bring in new timelines. So if you can't bring those new timelines in, stop poking at people, at least, to stop sucking us dry, right? Don't fucking poke into timelines you're not ready to invest in. Back away, and that's it. It's not mean and it's not rude to say it out loud. When I really, like, where am I focusing my energy? Why do I feel like, why am I so high? And then I receive a message and then I feel like a piece of crap. Why? Because I didn't get energy back, and I wrote this much of a fucking message to somebody. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it takes 5 fucking times on Instagram, because Instagram, I can't just flow. There's like a certain word amount. Like, if I'm sending you this much fucking stuff about, like, blah, 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 and you're, like, sending me this, like, fuck, you might as well be a bot. Don't ask me how I'm doing if I'm going to fucking tell you, and then you can't, like, share energy back with me. That's what sucking energy is now. That's it. You can't just go poke and go say, like, stuff to people and not exchange anything back. That's it. Those times are done. Anyways. Yeah, Willow, happy birthday that way. You know what's funny is that that way, when I wrote you a message this morning in our little chat box that we have, I poured like a piece of my heart out, right? And I was saying things to you. And inside my heart, I was like, when is that way's birthday anyways? Like, I can see myself saying happy birthday to Alex 2 weeks late, saying, dude, I forgot your birthday. I can see myself asking SS, holy shit, I know you're a Capricorn, but I can't remember the date. I can see myself in like a year's worth of timelines saying happy birthday to people, but when is that way's birthday? And then I went on YouTube, and Free Flow was doing a vid, but I didn't want to go in and watch a live stream. And so I scrolled, and then everything said, go back and look at the title, Genevieve. So I did. And it's like, oh my God, today is that way's birthday. I was like, psh, you know what I mean? Like, I had just written you something. Then I was like guided to like go in and see what she was doing. She was singing and, shouting out your birthday. And it was like, whoa, it's actually today. You know what I mean? And I've been telling you guys for a long time, like, I will know your birthday all year long except for that day. But it was like, whoa, you know what I mean? To get guided and be able to wish it to you on the same day. That's how synced and the flow is right now, guys. Angelfish, water over roadway dreams, transportation. Water over the roadway dreams. Whoa. Yeah, that way. It's my birthday. Yay. Yeah, dude. Me wishing's you cake. I'm gonna make you amplified cake when I see you. L for self. A lot of racing, working with others to complete task fast. Yup. A lot of talking and working with others, talking to people's family that I've never seen, or, you know what I mean, that I don't know, but talking to other people's families. Holding space for people like that I know of tribe, but then speaking to people in that you know what I mean, that is either their parents, their brothers, sisters, their children, their ancestors, doing healing work with and for other people within dream time, like accelerated, big time, huge. A lot of strangers in my dreams. So strangers that could be people coming into, coming in that haven't. So tonight, one of the things that stands out, I've been on for 82 minutes and 22 seconds, and no one knew. Well, Paul, Willie Natanka, who doesn't usually come in and who wasn't blue yet, has come in, but in the 82 minutes since, no one else has like popped up. So I keep thinking that someone else is coming tonight, right? That needs to like come on in, right? So if you're here, you're listening, and you're like, I've never been here before, I really have no idea what to say. But if you feel like just popping in and saying hi to start to be seen, right? You're more than welcome, because my dream time, although it's filled with faces that I know, and we're doing a lot of like clearing and preparing and renovating, still a lot of renovating in my dreams, a lot. So working together in harmony to fix things is in my dream time big time. And a lot of faces that I don't know, a lot of voices that I've heard since Evermore in my dreams, but I still have not accessed in reality. So that could be people that haven't made a vid that do speak, but I haven't heard their voice in real time, right? But it's huge. It's huge. Right on, Melina Tanka. I access developer options on my phone so I can have your YouTube while connecting with Instagram. Neato. L for Self, working with crystals and sounds. One of the things that I really want in my reality, the sooner the better, is tuning forks. I'm either being guided to see tuning forks, or people are sending me things of tuning forks, and it's like, I know, right? So what will be. How they're going to come into my reality, I don't know, but there are tuning forks coming in soon. I can feel them. I can almost see them. I was guided to go look at them, but just it didn't work to be able. I can't order or do anything with abundance right now except for basic needs. So when it's meant to be, it'll happen. Right on, Wilina. I really do have to use my phone to work on tomorrow's cards. Thanks for being here, Paul. It feels amazing to have you here. Have a beautiful night, and tomorrow enjoy the yellow cosmic warrior, the presence of intelligence, enduring in order to question. Cool. Thanks for being here. Guided by the yellow cosmic sun. Michelle, Lee, I'm free. 913, I'm here till the beginning. Yes, Founders of Light, Corey. Corey was Thought Soldiers at first, and I swear I almost passed out. Corey's the first masculine I ever spoke to in my YouTube journey. So I found Corey and Soothe the Glitch were the first two like tribe channels that I ever found. Was Soothe the Glitch and Thought Soldiers, Corey McKinnon, who's Founders of Light, Unified Field, and now Light Body Oracle. And I had reached out and we had connected. We were kind of talking about that the other day, well, in a chat, in a text. You know, I was like, you're the first masculine who ever spoke to me and guided me and you know, talked to me. You know what I mean? And yeah, but when I found him, Thought Soldiers, because for me, like my quest for tribe is lifelong, but especially when I was on Facebook, it was like, where are my soldiers? And my Facebook is deleted. It doesn't even exist anymore. There's no recuperating. I'm not guided to go back. When I did try in 2018 to go back, it doesn't even exist. But you know, if anybody all of a sudden found me from my Facebook days, and I would write like, where are my soldiers? Where are my soldiers? Like, where's my tribe, right? Where's my soldiers? So when I found Thought Soldiers, it was like, holy shit, like this is where I'm meant to be on YouTube. And I found Corey, it was in late December, beginning of January, and it helped pivot me to make my first video January 17th. And I say this all the time, and I stand by it. My first video I ever made, if my whole channel, I deleted it, it would be the only video I would keep up, because I stand by what I said. I was wearing this shirt. I stand by, you know what I mean? Like everything I said in that first vid is like the same stuff that I'm saying in different ways for the last 3 years as well. You know what I mean? And again, I'm all ad lib. I don't plan whatever I'm gonna say, no matter how many videos I've ever made. And a lot of times when I made vids or even come in live streams, like there was something I was going, and that's not what I ended up even talking about, right? So that's what free flow is, right? Just the flow of it. There's nothing planned, and sometimes when you think you have something planned, you're just nope, it's about this, right? It's not about that. And here I'm gonna say this. People have said to me before, like why don't I have certain things the way that other people who channel or who flow or who do cards? And it's because I don't know how somebody can plan how Saturday at 3 o'clock they're going to be able to be in a trance to channel information for somebody, because Vincent asked me to pull cards for him and I was like, I could do a reading for you, but I've never done one before and I don't know when I'll be able to do it. And the other night before the convoy, I woke up and I was guided to pull cards for him, and that was last Friday. And I could send him these cards, but there's no reading with it because it hasn't flowed. So, you know what I mean? Like, it's beautiful if people can do this stuff, but I can't. So, like, the cards are here, they're for him, and they're sitting here and still being guided that when I'm meant to read them and send them, they will flow. But they're chosen, but the flow of explaining anything or having anything come through, like I was woken,
Caption.
and I kept on trying to go back to bed, and it was like I was lying there and then go back, and then I was like, what the fuck am I awake for? And it was like, pull the cards for Vincent. So I did, and then I was going to sit down and read them. I haven't even looked at them. I don't even know what they are, because they're not for me, they're for him. But what's supposed to flow more is not supposed to come out. And I had told him I already received guidance that I can only send the message when I get the go, because there's something that he either has to do or something that has to happen in his timeline before this can be offered to him. So, you know what I mean? Like, I'm listening to every single thing and I can't just force it because it's not coming through. Yes, let them go in peace.
Answers only.
Exactly, David Castle. Something that might resonate now might resonate later in the journey. You set it aside and wait. Exactly. Exactly, Saturnian Sun. 9:15, you wrote that. I don't know how far behind I am. That's irrelevant. Men and women, the original divide. It's time to see humans, not color, on sex. Exactly. Exactly. It's not about that, because if it's not. It's so beyond, right? And that's one of the things I'm so grateful for us, our journey as the connection that we've had, Saturnian Sun. Like you allow the mother part of me, the saying of certain things, the growth of me, without caging me into what I have to be. Otherwise, tomorrow you're not going to fucking talk to me anymore, because, you know what I mean? We grow together. Same with that way. Same with bravery, right? Like, it's so big. Aw, Angel Fish. Derek messaged me this AM to tell me it was that way. Solar return. Love my brothers more than words. Same. Exactly. And I was blessed in my life. I didn't, you know what I mean? Like, especially my elementary and high school days, like I had strong masculine friendships. I felt trust with so many boys growing into manhood. Like some of these men I still will have like the connection with, you know, either on their birthday, my birthday, the texting, or certain things. Like it's just, And it's not sometimes every year, but it's there. It's still there from high school. You know, and not in a way of routines and reunions and anything 3D. It's just out of the blue connections. You know, like it's that strong. How I call it my stand by me days. And that's what we're here to manifest is that strength of masculine and feminine, the kinship, the support, right? And not in a way where you have like a masculine friend and then you're dealing with something in your relationship and then you go cry to your masculine friend and like my boyfriend's so mean to me, and it has nothing to do with that. It has to do with having so many balanced different connections that there will not be codependence in, in this world that we're manifesting with each other, right? Because you don't need just one masculine. You have friends, and then whatever, you know, whatever the relationships are and how people are going to choose, that's everybody's personal choices. But I know the strength of having the power to just connect with people has elevated me in the last 3 years more, you know what I mean, than anything in the last 25 years that I've experienced in my 3D reality world. Assess says, yeah, angelfish, actions speak louder than words. Yeah. And it is. It's about action now. So many people say they are so woke and they are so this. Okay, what are you doing? Right? Where's the action? David says, angelfish, I have recurring solar flash dreams. I haven't had a true dream of solar flash in a long time, but the ones that I have had, it's like we're all just standing in awe. You know what I mean? And some of us are just like sitting back, not in a I told you so way, but just in that way of finally, it's finally here. Yeah. Yeah, Alpha Self. Yes, a lot of strangers and helping as well. Yes, bless the strangers, founders of light. I heard somebody talking beeswax. He's talking about you earlier. Wee, wee, wee. How you doing, Corey? I'm catching up to the chat. Nice to see you, dude. Woohoo! And that's the thing, is that burning sensation that there's somebody talking about you, but in a way that it's like you would be proud to walk into the room because somebody's talking about you, right? I love that feeling. That's a dirty feeling to not, if somebody was able to hear, which we all are, we feel it all. Do you feel dirty or do you feel clean, right? Do you feel pure of heart? It literally is making me sick now when things aren't pure of heart. Like it's making my body physically ill. He's not judging, but it's making me sick. So it's like, it's not a question of judging how people or how things are. It's making me sick, like back away, right? Founders of Light, I love you guys. I feel warm. Yeah, me too. Feel very warm. Yeah. Yeah, Alpha Self, what you were saying, a lot of strangers helping as well. Exactly. And the true, like who makes you feel safe 3/4 of the time right now will be strangers and not, you know what I mean? Like the typical, right? And somebody can't tell you, you have to feel safe with me. Like you should feel safe with me. It's like, I don't. I fucking don't, right? You do or you don't. You can't fake it, right? At least I can't, you know, some other people can still maybe, but I can't, right? Like, it doesn't matter how sunshiny and everything looks. I either feel safe or I don't, you know. That's it. And that's the thing, is the head monkey playing of, well, you have to, you know, you should, and like everything's, no, I don't feel safe. Like, fuck. Angel Fish, dreams of the sky is full of crafts. Yeah. You've got that too, L for self. A lot of working to rebuild and with what is at hand. Boom. Exactly. With what is at hand. Completely. That resonates with me too, L for self. Yep. Angelfish, I sing to G. Best wake up. Me cawing at her window. Angelfish, tuning a G fork sync. Holy shit, how'd you know? Telepathy on fleek. Nice, Bravery. My sister's been using tuning forks and she has worked on me and I like them. Yeah, I've never seen, and if I have, I don't remember. I've never held a tuning fork, but I'm very heavily guided. Like, that's one of my things coming up. Yeah, Angelfish, we are so connected. Yep. Yeah, and that's what I was saying earlier is like when I wake up in the morning, I'm thinking of certain things that are coming through, but then when I go on my phone, the first like I have like, like obvious if my first thing I will check is my iMessage if there's something, right? And that's usually my Kelly. And then the second is my Instagram because that's the second texting thing I use, or sometimes Skype. It depends. So I got the 3 texting that are my main things, right? With my main core of people that we have exchanges of energy like every day, pretty much. And so when I was in bed, lying down, certain things were passing through my Gordy sinks, my rooster, just all my Gordon sinks, Gord Downey, Tragically Hip, da 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 da. But then the first thing that Kelly had sent me was a Gordon sync. And then when I looked into my Instagram, Amplified, where I had commented on, Witch Moon's video, the rooster, and you had commented. So my 2 first things that I saw were the exact same thing I was thinking as I was waking up. So it's awesome. No way, Angelfish. Mine was Wayne Steger. I don't know if I'm saying his name right. I think so. Almost 5 years ago. And with Glitch too. Yup. Glitchy Boy was one of my first. And Glitch, if you look on my first video, unless it's just gone because comments come and go, right? You never know. Glitch, when I put out my first video, he was like, whoa, I just channeled the same thing. You know what I mean? I had the same downloaded thing that I said the other day. And you know what I mean? It was just ever since, right? Yeah, Saturnius Sun Wayne is good. Yeah, very good. Angelfish, I had saw Corey on Linda Light's video and reached out, told him he's one of mine. Yeah. Yeah, I have done that for a long time, is reach out and, like say to people. And not everybody resonates with that, right? I still got people who still have not responded or don't grasp what I'm trying to, like, I see you, right? Like, you know what I mean? Also, one of the things, oh my gosh, guys, because of all the knowing coming through, I realized to what point, like, I've jumped into timelines, and I've known this for a long time, but it's even more clear to me now how I've jumped into timelines of, hey, blah, 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 right, and like, be my friend, like, we, and then people just don't grasp because they're not there yet, because my visions are so ahead of my time, right? So one example of my visions ahead of my time is, in 2019, I had said, in February, the whole world is going to change. But fast forward, it took a year. It was a year later, February 2020, right? So it's like, oh shit, like, how credible am I? But somebody who would really be honest and validate that I looked at them in their face and told them, like, February 2019, the world is going to change. If that person was true to themselves, they would be like, yeah, she was right. But not everybody chooses to want to remember certain things because they're still not in that timeline yet of where, certain things. So, but yeah, things I've been saying since childhood. I've been telling people certain things since a kid. The convoy, I tried to start my own convoy and revolution in 2007 when the diesel prices went up. It was 2007, and I was saying to my trucker dudes, because I had the restaurant, and I was saying the restaurant and hotel motel like industry and the truckers are the backbone of society, right? People's leisure time, people's treat time, people's community time has to do all with restaurants, and then you guys are the ones that bring the stuff. If we band together, right? If we band together, we're going to change the world. And just, it wasn't meant to be. But yeah, the convoy stuff, all of, like, there's so many so many visions and so many things like that haven't even come into fruition. That's like, I even have me stop believing them to manifest them, to bring them in as a timeline because of certain things, right? So now that's all waking back up, right? Now that all the ley lines across Canada have been touched front to back with unconditional love from people like everywhere, and it's not done. It's not even close to done right now, right? The news is portraying like this is, this happened last weekend, and, we're going to figure this out. There's not going to be anything left. All this racism, all these words, like this gaslighting. Meanwhile, it's like, they're not, there's more, right? There's things happening in Calgary. There's things happening at the borders. U.S. trucks have joined, you know what I mean, certain spots, border spots. You know what I mean? So it's just more all the time. Yeah, I know you watched the first vid, SS. David Castle, if I ever get mad at what Genevieve says, then it's a me issue, not a her issue. And I would think about why it triggered me, and it would work it out. Because triggering helps that person to see a different perspective. Exactly. And that's the thing, David, is I'm here on YouTube as a walk and talk and trigger from my face and my package, who refuses to be treated as a certain way by masculine, and I rewrite all the fucking scripts, right? I was told by a masculine months ago, like, I've heard about, if I would have known that that you are what you are, but now I've informed myself, and other guys say you've played the same thing, and I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, you could like put all your fucking emails together and all your texts and everything I said out loud and validate it with everything I've said out loud, in a video and in here for years. Like, of course you're all going to have the same thing. And the only people who are ever really mad at me are the ones that I, refuse to be talking on certain sexual things and like be looked at or treated like a fucking sex puppet, right? So, you know what I mean? Like, I trigger the masculine and feminine big time. Women either are going to choose to accept and love me wholeheartedly, or I trigger the fuck out of their like feminine wounds that they haven't dealt with, right? That's it. And I know I'm a walking, talking trigger, and it's one of the hardest things I've ever done, to just keep showing up and be that trigger, because ultimately it's not for me, it's for us all, right? Hi, Gunnar, c'est la vie. I've been thinking about you all day. I have a French question for you. Not sure how to word it, or if I even want to say it on here. There's a certain song I've heard in French, Gunnar, and I'm not sure what the words actually mean. So I'm not going to say the song maybe right now, but there's a certain song I found in French who speaks about a woman, but I can't figure out if it's the child that was born of this woman talking from the perspective of who the father is, or who the father, another father. It's just, I'll explain later, but it's weird. I'm trying to catch up. How far behind am I? I don't know. Saturnian Sun channeling. When we speak with an enlightened mind, that's channeling. Saturnian Sun. A lot of what bothers us is a me issue. Not all, but most. Yeah. Exactly. Saturnian Sun. Perspective. It's a different view. It's not being right or wrong, but different. Yeah, angelfish, eyes to see, eye of the beholder. Little Wings 619. I'm transmuting. Yeah, big time, eh? It's so. Do you feel like you're blooming? Little Wing 619? Just Just wondering. And I know I'm a little bit behind in the chat, but just wondering if you're feeling that blooming feeling. Willow, hey gorgeous, I feel like I know you, Willow, from somewhere. Willow, yeah. Nice work you guys did, that collaboration. I screenshot that, by the way, guys. That was beautiful. Hi, Vincent52. I'm just catching up with the chat. How's everything going? Angel Fish, be right back. Got a phone call? Founders of Light, Angelfish legit kidnapped me. No joke. I'm still brushing off that hostage situation. That way says I went to see Angelfish for a weekend and I ended up staying for a week. Talk about a kidnap. I love her. I love it. Just coming in at 9:40 Eastern Time, Vincent. Right on. How's your week been? And I know it's only Wednesday, Gunnar, c'est la vie, but just wondering. Hi, Alec. See, told you guys somebody new was going to come in. How's it going, Alec? Alec Albertini. There's no N. Okay, I gotta say that again. Alec Alberti. Ooh, that's even better. Alberti, Alberta. I just was sending synchronicities of Jasper, Alberta, and the bear to Kelly. Alec, how's it going? Big power today. Yes. Racing on top of the clouds. Yes. Clarity, vision, strength, and fire. Yes. And hey, Kelly Ryan O'Brien. Wee, just saying your name. Say my name, say my name. Oh, I love you. Yeah, Alec, I had a dream last night that many of us chose to fly. And the people who weren't choosing to fly, it's not because they couldn't, it's because they weren't either ready to, they didn't want to, they were in shock and awe that we were flying. But it was huge how just the ability was right there. And the ability came with water. So we all had a little black box, and then we opened it. It was a zipper on the box. Yeah, it was very graphic. So it was a black box with a zipper, and it opened into two, and there was a little white line. And when we put enough water to the little white line, then we would close it up, and we could just fly, come down, come up and down however we wanted. And some people were choosing not to use it, and some people didn't want to. Some people were helping other people, putting water in to make sure that everybody, knew how to do it, that there was nobody holding back of trying, you know what I mean? Like the encouragement of everybody having the potential to do it, and some people choosing not to, and then people helping others to put the water in and to show them, like, you just got to take it, open it. You know what I mean? Like you unzip it, and like yes, Kelly, the little white line. The water was needed to the little white line. That was the only thing. You know what I mean? The little white line. Yeah. A life is a highway. I'm gonna ride it all night long. Convoy energy, white lines, yellow lines on the road, right? Different provinces, different countries have either a yellow line or a red line, depending on road renovations and certain things, right? Hi, Witch Moon. How's it going? I like that name, Alec Alberti. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. No way, Kelly says. This is an episode of The Good Place too? Boom. I don't know what that means. This triggered my black box dream. Gotta go. Good love. I don't know what that means. Triggered black box dream. That's not a good thing? Hi, Road Trip Eddie. Hope you and everyone out there is doing great. I'm doing magically great. Thank you, Eddie. Thank you so much for your love and PayPal today. The timing, the moment was more than epically perfect, and I thank you, and Lily Rose as well. Thank you. It's turning sun, sort of. Okay. If you feel like sharing, even if it's not here, I'll check my messages later, sweetie. Yeah, and I have to say that part because it was pivotal to the dream. Yeah, it's pivotal to the dream. And I take the black box as the heart personally, and filling with love to a certain, like, it has to, you have to have the water. Water is life. Water retains memory. We need the water. We need to be drinking water. You know what I mean? But I was taking the heart energy as the black box, and you got to fill your heart up. There, you have to be filled. Your heart has to be filled with love. Otherwise, you know what I mean? You can't fly. You can't rise. But I've said it out loud twice as well for anybody, like, to trigger if anybody else is dreaming about certain things, right? And are we having the same dream recall? And if anybody has an analysis, right? Just because I'm analyzing something my way doesn't mean somebody else can't say something else another way. Me not knows, right? As Saturnian Sun, I was just invited to be a moderator on another channel. What an honor. Right on. Enjoy, dude. Good for you. Road Trip Eddie says, I know and I knew. Yup. And it's like I've always said, this is my only form of exchange of energy, right? So I'm either getting stuff or I'm not. And yesterday, we went and stocked up on things, you know what I mean? And everything was like, you know what I mean? We're getting what we need. And everything was like, just don't worry. It's like, more is coming, right? More, it doesn't, it's not about controlling and knowing exactly and how much, and just everything said, like, just don't worry about it, right? And then this morning was like, boom. And it was like, whoa, yeah, thank you, right? Thank you. Yeah. A lot of change coming for me and Lily Rose. How do I say? I've only talked about it a certain amount, but like, we won't have a car in by the end of the month. We won't have a car any longer. And last night is the night that I told her I had to deal with my fear and my emotion and my readiness to be able to be a single mom without any ability to just go wherever she wants anymore, because I've already had it happen in my life path. And the best decision for the greater good of the all, for me and Lily Rose especially, is to, that's it, enough, right? Timelines, done. And so I talked to her about it last night, because like, she's 10, so it's not like she's like a little kid and just, you know, things happen and she doesn't even realize what's happening. She's 10 with 2 years of COVID under her belt of like complete like whatever. So at first, like, I knocked the wind out of her, and then, you know, like I said, it was like, well, we got 2 bikes, right? We got the backpacks. I'm going to get us a little push carrier thing, so we'll be able to figure out to do our laundry, because we don't have laundry services in our home, right? And just, we'll figure it out, right? It's like a different lifestyle that we're going to have. We're not going to be able to go, you know, do certain things. But I say that and just thinking that we can't like go and just go camping is like fucked in the head. You know, you can't go on a like a city bus and like get dropped off at a campground, but whatever. This is what's coming. And you know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. I've tried to divert and manifest the timeline of getting the 3D job, and I'm not getting one, right? So it has to do with the mask, it has to do with the vaccines, it has to do with the passports, because I'm in one of the most strictest and most everybody's doing as they're told areas of all of Ontario and half of Canada. So, you know what I mean? Like, when we walk without a mask, we're the only ones, right? We're not in an area of certain things. And the things that I have access to actually be able to work in must have Lily Rose safe with me, because there's no caregivers, right? That thing of manifesting a community, of working together in order to support each other and everybody be safe and be able to do what they need to do without having, you know, work a 12-hour shift, come home, fix your own food, that we're living in harmony, I have not been able to manifest, right? So, I was saying earlier, like, I was scared shitless to move into this apartment. Like, we've been here since the 23rd of December. And it was 2 weeks before that it was like, okay, like, this is happening. You're moving next door, but you can't move until the 20th or after because it's not going to be ready. So it's like from the moment I was told it's a go, this building is being sold and I need you out so that they can do what they need to do. It was like so fast. And I was scared shitless to move here. Like, you know what I mean? And I've not felt this good in years. This safe, this home feeling, right? So what I was the scaredest to do of, it's not because I love that apartment, but I was angry that it's like I want to be across the fucking world. I want to be like fucking anywhere but this fucking town, right? Like, I'm fucking done with this town. Like, get me the fuck out of Dodge, God. And then I move next door. You know what I mean? Like, for the anger and the fucking fear of just having to materially manifest to move this stuff, right? And I haven't felt better. Like, I haven't felt this good and this safe and this just home feeling since 2019. So it's like, holy shit, right? The thing I was the most afraid to do, I feel better. So having no liberty of having a car, which I'm a driver, I'm a winner, right? Like, it's all about the fucking wheels to me. And if I can't have that right now, and it's my ultimate fear, then, like, go, right? Just go. It's fine. You know what I mean? It's just, it is part of what is next and is to happen, and that's it. Richmond, getting ready for bed. It's pouring rain and temps dropping big time. Winter storm warning. I love you all. Yes, I don't follow many things, but Kelly was speaking to me about certain storm patterns, and what I saw today is that it's even bigger than what it looked like it was going to be. So bunker down, stay safe, enjoy while it passes through, right? Putting safety and protection around Neil for going to work and doing what he has to do, right? Right on, Road Trip Betty. I felt strongly to do so. Plus, I finally got the first and second. I don't know how to say that word. Stimulus. Finally. Good. Good. Thank you, Eddie. Richmond says, David, my son came by today and finally rested a while. Mama Bear has a safe den, and I'm so grateful he came to feel safe. A man who don't feel safe bothers me a lot. Yeah, I completely I get it, Richmond. Yes, self for self, recalling your wings, totally. Gunnar, the truth brings freedom, hope, and faith. Lots of things to be exposed, manifesting love, truth, freedom, justice, and compassion. Yes, truth brings freedom, indeed. I'm just going to look for that song, Gunnar. If I can find it on YouTube. I looked on it on Spotify. Gunnar, I'm gonna link the song. And really, what I need to understand the perspective of the song. I cannot figure out if it is the man grew up to have the guitar saying, and my name is Jean-Pierre, and it's Jean-Pierre Ferland, the singer, but I can't figure out if the father is, if he's speaking of of his father, or the man who wasn't able to be the seed to be his father. I know it sounds weird, but once you listen to the song, then you'll understand what I mean. But my French and English brain can't wrap itself, like, is this son of the man, is, you know what I mean? Is he speaking from the perspective of my dad? This is my dad and this is my mom, and she had 5 other kids, and I'm the oldest. Or is it the mom looked for a man until she could find the man to have the 5 kids with? Or does the mom have like 5 kids from different people? Like, I can't figure out the perspective of the song. And it's very rare, like, you know, my French brain since birth can't grasp. Road trip, super cold down here in New Mexico. We're supposed to see a high in the 30s the next few days, and teens for a low Fahrenheit, that is. Yeah. Yeah, the weather patterns coming through are very special, eh? I'm not sure what that means. That way, my friend had a monitor and it bit him and would not let go. So he poured vodka down its throat and it worked. What the heck is a monitor? Is that like a spell check thing or something that way? Hey, God's green earth inhabitant. 10 o'clock Eastern time, right on the dot. How's it going, eh? You gonna go, Willow? Good night, sweetie. Thanks so much for being here. I'm not gonna probably be on much longer. I didn't. Excuse me. I'm flowing when I'm flowing. Now take another little pause. Big blue marble. Oh my. God's green earth inhabitant. This is what's right in front of me. Greetings and salutations from the big blue marble. This is what I've got right in front of me. I've actually got 3, just to make sure I don't lose my marbles, right? A green, a white, clear, not white, but I got the 3 marbles right in front of me. So when the blue one, I have been looking at it for a little while, every time my eye diverts to it. Cool, Stinky. Witch Moon had a really cool experience today at the wellness center. Today with the adjustments to my neck, I came out of my body and my third eye tingled. It was so neat. Right on. Yeah, I love that feeling. The tingle. Anyone else having like mega, like just crown chakra, like tingles and activations? Anyone having like just certain things passing through? Just wondering. Yeah, it's pretty cool, eh? It's beautiful, God's green earth inhabitant, when people just flow and write something and it's like that's the thing like right in front of me, or what I was talking about just before people come in or something, you know what I mean? Or it's cool. We are super synced. Super synced. Making some chili? Is that what you're making, Shannon? 2 fresh jalapenos. I ain't used jalapenos in a long time. Okay, I'm gonna take a quick just a little breather. And most likely, unless like a super big inertia momentum comes through, then I'll be done soon. Yes, you too, Shannon. 222, the crown chakra opening. Yeah, sometimes it feels like my head is just gonna pop off or explode. It's like kind of scary. It's not like all love and light and unicorns and fairies. Like it feels like fucking shit. No joke. Like it's not fun. Right? It's not fun. It's not like, oh, this is so amazing. My crown chakra's opening. Yeah. Right? Get me a pair of Lululemons now. This is so cool. I'm gonna hug my like little crystals. Like, no, it fucking hurts. It hurts a lot sometimes. Shannon. Jalapenos are high in vitamin C and good for winter time. And since it's going to be cold, yes. Since it's going to be cold for the next few days, I'm making a pot of chili. Yeah, girl. And I love you for writing that out. Last week I when we went to the store, there was a special on, because I always ask to be guided to the store that has the most specials for what I need and what I have of abundance at the time. So we went to the store and carrots were like two packs for $3 and onions as well. It's like right that time of like January, February where they put mega specials around here because people have shopped a lot during Christmas, so they put things like really low, like abundantly sometimes, right? That's the thing I hate about fucking shopping and shit. Like, could you just leave the same fucking price all the fucking time? So you know what I mean? But that's not how it works. But anyways, of course I gotta rant a little bit, right? Oh my god. But yeah, so anyways, Lily was like, oh my god, Mom, you're buying so many onions. And I was like, well, it's 2 bags for $3, and it's like, it's time, right? Like I use double or triple onions and everything because it's winter. And the lady, when we got to the cash, she said something about the onions, and I was like, this is natural immunity, baby. I said I bulk up onion. I will sometimes like make mashed potatoes and cook like a whole onion, fry up a whole onion just to have the onions, right? And I was like, this is natural immunity, baby. I ain't going to get vaccinated. I just amped up the onions and the garlic, right? It's winter. We're in the north. More onions, more garlic, right? And she just looked at me. She started laughing, and she was like, "Yup." You know, when we understand each other, right? Yes, that spell checker is such a cheeky monkey, eh? Witch Moon, I love you. Genevieve, I love you all. Me too. Love you guys. Michelle, love you all so much too. Eddie, have to try Hatch chilies. Yes, they're very good. I can put them in almost anything for extra flavor. That species is grown not too far from me. Cool. Gunner C'est la vie. That's a pretty interesting song. I'll give you my analysis of it. There are several levels of understanding. Boom. I thought so as well. And yeah, it's not a song that I knew, and I was just guided to it, and I was like, whoa. But I wasn't able to grasp all the levels of understanding of it. I've been thinking about you for the last, like, I don't know, 24, 48 hours, thinking when I see Gunnar in a comment or when I do a live stream, I'm going to ask him. So thanks for coming in so I can, like, share that. Road Trip Betty. I used to love red tomato-based chili, but down here they do green chili, and it's way better. And it's the best medicine. Homemade chicken noodle soup for a cold. Exactly. Yup. I don't think I've ever used. I've only ever done red tomato-based chili. Last night at 7:30, we started a spaghetti sauce. Lily is the best cutter prepper, like, ever. Like, seriously, some adults don't have the knife skills to be able to cut. She cut everything except for the carrots. I find them a little hard for myself. I use my chef knife and I'm used to it, but it was like everything else she was cutting. And when I was looking at her cuts, I was like, oh my gosh. Like, I've hired people in restaurants where it's like I wouldn't have been able to let them have that task until they, did the fine lines, right? When, you can't have, when you're making fajitas and pastas and certain things, like, there's a certain slice. If it's too big, And you know what I mean? Like if you got a red pepper that's the half the freaking bell pepper, and not, if you have one slice that's worth five, right? And I was just in awe, and I told her, I was like, I know you think like I'm your mom and I encourage you all the time, but like, listen, I'm your mom, but I'm also a chef, and there's some things where it's like I will tell you if it's not, because I want you to learn the right way, and that every single thing that we manifest with food, the way it's cut is how the flavor, the feeling of it. So you know what I mean? There's dice, there's slice, there's big cubes, there's small cubes, julienne cuts. There's so many different, and every texture of the feeling is what it needs to be for certain things, right? But I'm just in awe of her cutting skills. Like I can't wait to see like when she's going to want to graduate to having the chef knife instead of the paring knife, because I always start kids with the butter knife, then the paring sharp, and then the chef's knife, right? Once you've mastered the butter knife with cutting like zucchini and mushrooms and things that are not as that can be cut with a butter knife. Once I see that, the skill set, it's not about age with a child, it's about dexterity and being able to use a butter knife safely. Because, like, yeah, you're not going to chop your finger off with a butter knife, but you can cut your finger with a butter knife by just putting your dishes away in your utensil drawer, right? Just the angle, right? It's like a paper cut. This isn't dangerous, but you can still get a paper cut from it, right? So I'm in awe of her cutting skills, and she's just kind of like, oh, Mom, like, it's like, no, I want to tell you, and I want you to realize, because the importance of the skill set, not everyone chooses to even want to cut in their life, right? Like, we're not all want to cook, and we don't all enjoy cooking, right? So Gunnar c'est la vie, love is the best vitamin. The corrupt elites will receive a special injection in their butt of love and truth. A big awakening of humanity. Yeah. One of the things that I've noticed as a side of people is bloatedness after the second and third injection is bloatedness. So somebody could be very taking care of their body and still working out and still, being in fresh air, being of nature, but there's a bloatedness within after the second V and especially the third. And whether these people realize it or not, and they definitely don't want to be told, but it's there. It's very significant bloatedness. And it's an energy, aura, right? So I can see in just walking about in normal who has gotten it and who hasn't, because the aura of people, people who have done research and are saying the truth in plain sight is that this is affecting like the empathy and compassion centers in people, right? This is what the V produces, is to, like, somebody who's super empathetic and compassionate in their life. Doesn't mean that everybody has this, but a lot of people are just so disengaged. They're so focused on, well, the news is real, this is real, but not able to engage in conversations the same way anymore because their centers have been manipulated, for lack of a better word. But the aura of people, right? The aura of people is has changed and is different. So not only, some people personality wise are not able to focus on a conversation and even have eye contact anymore. The dartingness of the eyes, the inability to focus on listening to another person versus telling them what they are, right? So I saw the post on Instagram yesterday where I forget how it went, but people who are of empathy and compassion will listen when you speak. Whereas when you're not in that vibration, you're telling people what they should be saying, what they should be doing. You know, the attack instead of the listening, right? It's huge. And I'm seeing the difference when I go out and about of a year to a year and a half ago. Although people were covering their faces either for work or for being out and about, they wanted eye contact. Like there was so much connection with the eyes and people wanting other people to see them smile without their mouth, but showing it in their eyes. And that has like completely gone from people wanting to be seen and wanting to share eye contact to right now, it's almost surreal when people actually are choosing to look at me or Lily Rose and give us eye contact. And even more, like just saying hello to somebody can like actually either make them pretend they didn't hear me or make them shocked that I'm actually wanting to say hello as I walk beside them in a store. And I'm that kind of person that it's like, you know what I mean? Like, hi, how's your day? Or like today, it's a very beautiful day. Yesterday, and today is not as, you know, beautiful out because the sun is not out, but it still was warmer than usual, hovering at 0. Things are dripping. So, you know, when somebody walks by with their dog and they look my way, like, hi, isn't it a beautiful day? And then shocking somebody because I'm talking to them versus the, yeah, oh my gosh, there's spring in the air feeling, right? Like, it's like I said, it's almost shocking sometimes, like the lack of being able to just say hi to random people for no reason, and that they're either like ready to engage or completely like, some people have walked by and pretended they didn't even hear, or they don't hear at all. Like they're just that mass psychosis type of zombie. I hate to use that word for humans, but I mean, that's where we're at, is that zombie mentality of like somebody walking, but nobody else exists. And not in a way that, you know what I mean? Like sometimes we're really in our bubble and it's like you're going for a run, you're going for a walk, and you're in your zone. It has nothing to do with anybody else. But that aura is also, like, you can see it, right? Aura, energy, frequency, it doesn't lie. It can't be hidden anymore. The truth is in plain sight everywhere. And this isn't coming from a place of judgment. It's like the facts of what people, you know, the reactions, the lack of reactions, the you know what I mean? And certain people that, you know, are just little players in my reality that didn't speak to me a lot, how amplified and speaking more. Like they want to be the ones to, you know what I mean? Like I know many people who got the first V and like they regret it, right? They're scared or they're hovering in fear of what is this one going to do to me, because now I had that one. And that's when all of a sudden I started seeing things, and instead of pushing it away, right? Because everybody has people sending them stuff, and it's like, you know what I mean? Like this person from that I've known my whole life keeps sending me information on vaccine, and they put it on Facebook, and I'm so sick of them that I blocked them. But you never once decided, like, I'm just going to go read that article, right? Whereas other people got the first V, and they're like, they chose to open the article, to look at more, right? Not to pretend or not to be pissed off, but just to look at it. So they started doing research. And then, so I was speaking to a woman who, like I said, she got her first shot, and, you know, now she's like questioning, like, what did I do to my body? And I was like, nothing. You didn't do anything. She's like, what do you mean? And I was like, if you just need to know that you're choosing you're not going to get any more, and that you're safe. That now that you know, when you know better, you do better. And that first one, don't feel guilt, don't feel shame, don't feel remorse, because that's what's going to bring you to have a reaction, because you question what's in your body now. And this is what we're going to be dealing with more and more in the coming days, Because every day there's more, truth coming out, like articles, truth coming out of like research that's been done. So all of a sudden, somebody who's had 3 is going to like fucking be flipping out because, like, holy shit, I've altered my DNA. What have I done? It doesn't matter, right? Trust yourself, trust your body. You're a healer, you're a natural healer. Feel safe. Feel that you didn't know before, and now you know, right? You're going to start freaking people out that, yeah, you're probably going to die. Oh, you're probably going to, no. That's not what this is about. It's about making people feel safe and harnessing the inner healer. Because within the timelines, like, it's like some people really are wishing, yeah, everybody in my family got V, they're going to die. Like, what the fuck? Who wishes that on their family? It's the opposite. Like, you knew all along. You're not sitting there going to, like, when they start flipping out, you're going to look at them and say, I told you. And just fucking, like, let them freak out? Or are you going to hold space for them? Listen to how they feel, right? If you already felt like you weren't listened to because you knew all along, are you ready to just shut up and listen to people when they realize what they're going to be realizing? Faster and faster, more and more, accelerated every day, right? The whole I told you so is not for the greater good of the all. It doesn't matter if we knew. I've been researching before this ever came into, 15 years. And still I'm not credible. I'm the flake. I'm the fucking weirdo. Okay. But I'm the one that read all the fucking articles. Like, you know what I mean? If you don't think that I'm educated because I did research on my own, if I would have went to school and I would have learned it there, would you have listened to me anyways? Some nurses have spoken out, some doctors across Canada. There was like, I think it was 1,050 or 1,500. It was a 15 something numbers of doctors did like together a massive report to, you know what I mean? That can be found where they were saying, this is not the pandemic we need to worry about. It's not. It's a flu that got a name, that brought in fear. It's the side effects. The isolation of children not seeing faces and smiles from the day they're born for 2 years. 2 years of babies being put into daycare, taken out of daycare, put back in daycare, because all these like changes happen every week, right? People like being isolated. Isolation is a form of torture. People not having human touch. People not having interactions with other people for 2 fucking solid years is the long-term side effect of all of this and the pandemic of it all. Like, right? Drive people batshit. They'll take themselves out. There's more suicides in the last 2 years and domestic violence disputes and murders, like true murders, than there is actual COVID deaths. And the reports are coming out. Did you die of COVID or with COVID? Like, fuck. Talk about wordplay, right? But most people who actually passed away had already some sort of condition. And so, you know what I mean? If somebody was already in a hospice, you don't go out of a hospice. If you do, it's a fucking miracle, guys, right? So if somebody was already in a hospice and then had COVID, it was labeled a COVID death, but they were going to die of leukemia in the next weeks or months anyways. You don't get into a hospice if you have a certain lifespan to live. You either have long-term care at home, or if there's no family to take care of you, you get put into a section of a hospital. That's how it works in Canada. All right? But the illness was already there. You know what I mean? Children are not dying of COVID. Why are they trying to mandate vaccines for children and babies? They're not dying of this. You know what I mean? Like, this is already proven, yet the plan, right? God bless the truckers, and may they be safe, and may that all the propaganda against them like be shown every day, all the time, right? You got the news saying that there's like racism, But people are filming the guy that's filming the flag that's just been taken out of a wrapper, right? It's still got the wrapper like folds on it. This isn't like a long term, like I'm an advocate for this. This is like a propaganda paid actor. And you got the guy that's filming him, but now you have the guy who's filming him to show. So share the videos, guys. Like, that's how we can help. Share the videos that like touch your heart, that make you feel like this could help protect people from anything. Share, amplify, right? Some people here around here aren't even aware that this is going on. They have no clue. Like, talking out loud in America about it, like, you know what I mean? Waking up the truckers in America that have no clue this is going on, so that they can choose. Am I going to be on board? Do I want to go all the way to the border to Canada and be part of those guys, right? That's how we can help. Anyways, I've ranted a lot. I don't usually go on these subjects, but because I'm right in the middle of it, like, I'm 5 hours away from Ottawa, right? There's more trucks coming through. I just don't have the itineraries at the end of the week again, right? So if it's a big enough convoy and I'm looking for information, me and Lily Rose are going to be guided to go film again. And this time, because I've already lived it, because the 9 hours we were there the other day, I was half out of my body. I had visions of this my whole life. So I was half out of my body. I didn't have the energy and that cold to go around and interview people like I could have, but I wasn't able to. I was dealing with my own inner, like, awe and wonder of it all. Like, 9 hours of, like, feeling people all around united. Seeing people's faces when we haven't seen that many people's faces and smiles and people feeling safe and free in so fucking long. I had to harness, like, grounding my own self, right? That way, the best 2 words I heard coming out of Canada lately is truck, yeah. Love y'all so much. Yeah, Gunnar, c'est la vie. Mass hypnosis, MSM, lots of illusions to collapse. Yeah. Lifting the veil. Nothing can stop the truth from coming out. The righteous light prevails. Exactly. And the way that people can, are helping is by what they share. Like, when you have articles that are credible and you're sharing them, and the more visibility these articles can have. So that's what's going to be the, because here's the thing, like, I know the trucking industry so much because my restaurant for 4 years was listening to truckers talk about everything under the sun. Every single thing. I've held space for truckers who have had accidents and killed entire family. Did they mean to? Fuck no. Were they even charged for anything? Fuck no. But they still had that thing on their conscience of the car that darted in front, the dad that was like, I'm just pissed, I'm just gonna go do because I'm in a hurry, and then boom, right? I've held the space, like, I've heard it all, I've seen it all, I've been witness to the background of the trucking industry on some level my whole life, right? So here's the thing that, it's so, like, duh, but no one sent their whole fleet to Ottawa. There are more. Like, there's more people all the time going to keep on adding, right? Anyways, it's so magical and beautiful and so, like, multi-layered of, like, how it's all coming into fruition. Police are speaking up in videos, their face, and saying, we didn't become police officers to enforce telling a child and his parents to get out of a restaurant. That's not what we're here for, guys. Stand up. Enough. Right? People are committing crimes. People are doing things. That's what we're here for. We're here for the safety of people. Not to tell a little boy and his mom and dad, you need to get out of this restaurant. Stop enforcing the bullshit. Enough. Right? You had Justin Trudeau telling the whole world, you know what I mean, that's listening on the news, that certain politicians need to like really think about what they're going to say about this. Fuck you, right? Are you kidding me? Anyways, I'm done. Oh, Eddie, mini vanilla cupcakes. I just had to share that visual and now taste it. Little mini vanilla cupcakes for that way's birthday. Hi, Mariella Schaefer. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Sister 19. LOL online. Road trip, need to run. Love you, Genevieve. Love you all. Never forget how important each and every one of you are, because everyone has a purpose. Yes. Thank you all, awesome souls, for being so awesome. Love always wins. Always. Yep. Gunnar, Silevi, God always wins. Faith in Jesus, faith in Mother Mary, faith in the divine values of our soul. Return to innocence, to the source of love. Yeah. One of the things when I went to take a break earlier, I was thinking, like, does anyone even understand or know what the 7 virtues are anymore? Like, that's embodiment. 7 virtues. That's it. It's embodiment. And it's not to be taken literally for what, you know what I mean? Like anything. You know. Right? Embody them. That's it. Hi, Dominic, the Frosty. Dude, how's it going, eh? How's it going? Welcome, dude. 10:30 Eastern Time. Yeah. Gunnar Silevi, Trudeau will pay what he did with his buddies. Truth and justice with compassion. Yeah. Dominic, hello. Frost the Frosty. I think Trudeau should be a snowboard instructor. Seems about right for him. I think an actor would probably be good, right? An actor. And I don't mean to degrade anybody in the acting profession, but hey, you know what I mean? If you can stand there and do 30 minutes and more of a speech and all these lies coming out of you, you might as well go and act, you know, make a movie, right? One thing that I just never understood about this society is that I don't think that anybody who is in charge of anything, or whether it be politics or anything, if you can't free flow a speech by your fucking self, looking everybody in the eye that you're talking to, what are you doing there? You need a planned speech. You can't speak from your heart space and just go as you go, because that's what authenticity is. That's what you can't plan certain things, and if you did, then you're a puppet. You're not speaking from your heart, right? I've been to many indigenous things in the area, and that's the thing. I watched Scott McLeod, the chief of Nipissing First Nation, so many times, whether it be live, I've watched him speak, or through things that he puts out. And you know, there's a certain part of what he says that comes from what he needs to say, right? There's points that he needs to hit on, but there's always the eyes, the looking, the heart part as well. You know what I mean? He's not a puppet saying exactly what needs to be said in a way that, you know, feels so contrived. He is such a safe human. His humanity shines through every single time he speaks, right? And like, there's a part of a heart on the sleeve, and allowing for the humanity, the man, the person that has the family, right? Like, I mean, just, that's it. Dominic says, help me out that way. I only got 2 of the virtues so far. Dominic says, patience, grace, tolerance, faith, hope. charity, chastity, pure heart, pure mind. I'm going to pull a goddess, see who comes up for us today. I might pull another few cards, and depending on how the chat's going, I'm going to be done soon, guys. I'm going to pull 3. I'm not going to read the book. Whatever words, numbers, and the images of the goddesses, grab what resonates for you, and that's it. So the first card I had pulled earlier at the beginning doesn't have a number. Flam Sar, Twin Flame, Angus, the Swan, the curly hair, the looking up, trust yourself. First goddess I pulled, number 38, Nike, Ambition. Again, I don't feel like reading the book, and, you know, grab what you got. The number 38, Nike, whatever rolls for you, and Ambition. And the colors, the golden colors. All 3 goddesses that I pulled, all the cards pull on that goldish energy. Heart of gold. I know a lot of people be really pissed off at Neil Young right now, but heart of gold, right? Speaking of Neil Young and Joe Rogan, I just want to say distraction, distraction, distraction. What are the chances of an iconic Canadian and an iconic for his time right now, American, Joe Rogan, right? What are the chances in this timeline of a Canadian and an American being pitted or pitting themselves against each other? Distraction, distraction, distraction. That's all I'm going to say about that. 7. Oh no, Epona came first. So in the order was Nike, Ambition, 38. Then Epona, 14. Wise Leadership. I was just saying how a leader should speak from flow. Yes, there are points he needs to hit or she needs to hit to speak about certain things when addressing a certain, you know, subject, but there has to be flow. There has to be heart energy. Otherwise, it's a puppet show, right? Epona, wise leadership. 7, Branwyn, forgiveness. Again, pulled 3 goddesses, and you guys know my decks. If you've been here before, if you've been with me, they do not all pull on the same colors. They're very colorful goddess cards, and the 3 that came out together, the Trinity of ambition, wise leadership, and forgiveness, all pull on that golden energy. Dominic says, funny, I'm forgetting the strength-based ones. Fortitude, justice, temperance, and prudence. Prudence, dear Prudence, the Beatles. Yes, Dominic. I grabbed you a French deck, Dominic. This is the first deck I have ever had. It's a Doreen Virtue deck, an Angel deck. I'm going to pull you one of these, Dominic. Hi, Alexander Ganja Shaman. 10:39 Eastern Time. How's your day going, dude? Well, evening now. It's 11:39 Aruba time. Wow. Pulling on the gold again, Dominic. So the three goddesses, pulling on that gold energy. Travailler avec la lumière. Work with the energies. She's really beautiful, eh? I love this card. There's a child in the, I wouldn't even call that a basket. I wouldn't even know what to call that. Travailler avec l'énergie. La vie est parfois électrisante car elle est un magnifique champ énergétique qui réagira positivement si vous la traitez avec amour. Life is an energetic field. I don't know how to translate that. La vie est parfois, okay, la vie, life is sometimes electrifying. Car c'est un magnifique champ électrique qui réagira positivement si vous la traitez avec amour. Life is sometimes electrifying because it is a magnetic field, an energetic field that will react positively if you treat it with love. Vos mains, votre cœur sont activés de manière à transmettre une énergie de guérison à vos êtres chers et à vos clients. Your hands and your heart, Dominic, are activated in a way to transmit an energy of healing to your loved ones, and it says specifically clients. So I'm not sure like to what point like you share a certain energy with others, you know what I mean, in your timeline that you're in, Dominic, because you know what I mean, like but the word clients stands out, right, to me anyways. I don't know, client, clientele, client. I don't know why. It's not because it's the last word. It just stands out. So I don't know if it's like guidance that something that you're thinking about doing, throw yourself into it. It's meant for you, right? But it really is specifying your hands, Dominic, and your heart space. And again, that heart of gold, the gold energy. The child, I wouldn't call that a basket. It looks almost like a shield that's like a bassinet. The child energy, harnessing your own inner child and that the children around you, and seeing everyone through, you know, the eyes of you as a child, but seeing everyone as a child. One of the easiest ways to pull ourselves out of judgment or anger or anything, resentment towards humans in general, is to see the child in them. Right? Babies aren't born saying like, hey, I'm going to do this, I'm going to hurt this person later. Is it a soul contract? Yeah, it is on some level, but it is also the fact that we're generations of families that are taught not to love, not to have empathy very young. Babies and children just naturally love. They are told to be afraid of strangers, right? They are told to be afraid of strangers because babies and you know what I mean? And you know what I mean? People will say that babies they get strange over time and they don't want to. Well, no, babies are supposed to be near their mother and their father, and we'll take, you know, the element of, I'll use the word caregiver, right? Caregiver. So babies aren't meant to be passed around and like just tossed around like little footballs to everybody. That's a human program to take the natural bond away from mothers and fathers by, you know, daycare, by, oh, let's go see a baby and a mom at birth. You know, if people left people to bond with their children, right, there wouldn't be like these things that little kids have. Many little kids don't even get to consent to touch another. They have to give a kiss to their aunt and their uncle and a hug, right? Have you ever seen a 2-year-old who doesn't want to be held and then forced? And imagine how a 2-year-old who was forced, until a certain age, never got to say no. Never. What does that become as an adult man or feminine? They don't know how to have boundaries of love. They don't. Touch becomes something that they have zero control over because they don't know how to say no. They don't know how to draw a line, right? Teaching small children that it's okay. If you don't want to hang out with somebody, if you don't want to hug them, if you don't want to kiss them, you don't have to. And when somebody insists, that's an issue they got. Because you don't just get to pet somebody's dog because it's cute. Why would you get to like hold somebody's baby just because you are somebody that in their timeline, right? Anyways, that's everything that flowed. I know you chose to ask for the card, Dominic, but I went off on everything that came up for the card. So grab what resonates for you. I hope there's something in there that feels good. You still here, Mr. Hugh? Thanks. Gunnar, Nike, V, Victory, the Son of Man, divine values of creation of love, divine feminine, leading, mama bears, mama wolves. Yes. Yup. Yup. Gunnar, embracing the light codes of the central sun, shining our light, purifying our heart, connecting back to source. Yeah. Hey, natural born rebel. Yo, 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 sup, Genevieve? Jamming to some of the school Beastie Boys? Old school Beastie Boys. All right, on. Cool. How you doing? I'm doing really good. Thanks for coming in. Ooh, 10:44 you came in. Nice. Mr. Hughes says that way. Enjoy the rest of your day. Yeah, if it's 10:44 here, it means it's only 7:44 for that way on the West Coast. Hope your wishes come true. Good night from here. Peace and stay safe, y'all. Thanks for being with us, Mr. Hugh. Appreciate you. Natural born rebel. Why are we talking about hurting children? I'm flowing off a card because there's a baby. I'm not talking about hurting children in general. I'm just flowing the words from a card. Right on. Natural born rebel. I did a thesis on getting over PTSD. Did you ever share that, within your channel or within like your YouTube journey? I would read that. I would read that in a heartbeat if you shared it. Dominic, clients is interesting. Yeah, it's I'm trying to see if there's a word within a word, even of that word, because I mean, it happens to me that words stand out, but it's not like every single card and all the time that like just that word, right? And that's the thing with how I flow, Dominic? Like what the multi-layered and how, and it could be something that's going to happen in your reality where, that word is going to come up. You could have a sing. It could be in a song. Like I'm not always sure. And that's where the leaving it to interpretation and what resonates for you or anyone else that feels, like, whoa. Because sometimes somebody asks for a card, but somebody else is in the background is like, whoa, I needed that card. That's for me too. This is the validation that I needed. That's why I was guided here, right? Gunnar C'est La Vie, Neil Young, Heart of Gold, everything being connected, the divine realm teaching lessons, respecting all life, children, the inner child. Yeah. Yes, natural born rebel, we do need to get back to nature. Boom. I like that, Dominic. That resonates a lot. Perhaps a reference of service to others. Yes. The kid sneezes at the same time, me. Service to others. The difference of service to self versus service to others. The difference between free will and divine will, right? Only those of us that are on certain paths even can understand what divine will is versus free will. The ability to know we are able to manifest, but do we manifest for service to self or for service to the greater good of the all? When you're of a divine will instead of free will, you already know you could manifest all this stuff, but your timeline is aligned for the greater good of the all. So the divinity of it makes it that you know you're not doing or pulling in the things that other people who are, because there's nothing wrong with being in service to self, but there's different types of timelines and paths that we all have, right? Ultimately, collectively, in order to be able to pass through the eye of the needle, through the frequency energy that is amplifying all the time, collectively, it is service to others. With service to self being first, right? You don't sell yourself out to be in service to others, right? You're aligned with your values, your own core integrity. You can't be bought or sold with, you know, anything but for the greater good of the all, right? And you either get what I'm saying or you don't. Like I mean, to some people, how I speak is like, rah, rah, rah. It doesn't make any sense, right? So you either get it or you don't. I like that though, Dominic. It makes a lot of sense. Perhaps a reference to service to others, yes. That way it says, I see it as they're trying to get us to see the trick and stand against it and why they're giggling at us. I don't perceive that anybody's giggling anymore of, you know, the elite or the all those words, right? I've said a lot already. I don't scared I'm going to get flagged, but at some point I'm using those words, so I'm attracting a certain energy, and I don't like to do that. But here's the thing, I don't see anybody as giggling anymore. I think that people who are of the MK programming and the service to self of like making money, and that is what society is, I don't see them as giggling anymore. I see them as scared shitless because that's not the world. There's This is not the world that we're actually in anymore, even if we're still playing it out. So it can be very easy for somebody to shame and guilt somebody and say like you're not doing what you should be doing in this world, but it's like there's too many of us who know now like this is not what we're here for. We're here to bring in John Lennon. Imagine all the people sharing the world in peace. Imagine you don't have possessions. You have land that is yours, but it is to share in certain ways that people just can't even conceive of, right? This is me, this is mine, I work for this, this is like for this. You know, there's people who work their whole life, they never even had children, they've got like hundreds of thousands and sometimes even millions in stocks and bonds and RSPs and all these fucking words. And instead of gifting it or figuring out ways to help society, family, anybody, for the greater good, someday they're going to die, and wherever they chose it's going to go later is where it's going to go. If you're 80 fucking years old and you got like a couple thousand, like fucking $100 and whatever, what are you fucking waiting for? You know what I mean? Like, whether you don't give a shit about anybody in your family, there's homeless people everywhere. There's things you could be doing where you actually can feel the energy of it instead of letting it grow. Who are you going to give that to? What does it change? Right? What does it change? It doesn't even make any sense the way the programs of it all anymore. To them, to people like that, it makes sense, right? To somebody who makes like millions and billions of dollars, like it makes sense that they just do whatever the fuck they want with it and not care that other people are homeless. That's it. But that's not the world that is true, like coming up. And that's what the convoy is showing. And people sharing. People have been isolated and told what to do for 2 years. Just sharing. There's so much food in Ottawa or at the stops. Like, It's incredible. It's minus 30 degrees outside, guys, last week. You know what I mean? And there's food being brought from people everywhere. Cases and cases and cases of bottled water to share. People with truck beds full of jerry cans or like big like barrels of gas and diesel to share. Like, it's so surreal, magic, sharing energy in the air, that for no wonder some people aren't ready to see it. It's just that huge, right? It's just that big right now. The sharing, the caring, the people wanting to make sure everybody's safe is just, it's beyond words. It is. It's, yeah, that way everyone gets here at some point, because only hearts remain. Exactly. Goodness c'est la vie, respecting nature, outside and inside, our inner compass, righteous values, the truth of the soul. Yeah, right on. Dominic, it's totally a baby Grogu, I don't know how to read that word, reference to me. He needed to see the way things happen and learn to accept it or control it in time. Dominic, see all the frogs floating up in the air, be amazed, want the frogs, see the frogs, fall back to the water, experience disappointment, carry on. Yes, natural born. God wins, we win, but we have to stay on the right side. Yeah, Alex, I'm gonna grab you a card. Alexandra Ganja Shaman. Gunnar c'est la vie. The divine realm has a sense of humor, assuredly regarding Neil. Humor sets people free, love and truth. Yeah, one of the reasons I choose to not like speak up, say too much, because I've loved Neil Young my whole life. What he's choosing to do in his reality has nothing to do with me. Ultimately, the plan of certain things is playing itself out, and that's not a part of my timelines, right? So I already know what I want for myself, and the only person that I can consent for or not, right? Because my other children are grown, my whole family is making their own choices, and I see what's happening as a distraction. I also see Neil Young as my dad. Why? Because they're about the same age. Because my dad followed the same timelines his whole life. My dad was not an entertainer, but he his whole life, you know, stood for certain values, certain things. And in the timeline that my father is in now, he's a part of a different timeline that I'm not in, to choose to get, you know, 1, 2, 3, and maybe more. Right? But ultimately, that's their choices. How and what people are doing, the more we focus, and there's anger and judgment, that's what they want. So as soon as there's anything that has division where you're going to have an opinion, unless it's part of your timelines to expose something, right? Because some people's timelines, they never stood up for anything their whole gosh darn life, and they are meant to do certain things right now. But other people focusing, it's a distraction, and it's working, right? If you're angry about something that has nothing to do with you, that you already make your choice, you're going to get the V or you're not. What do you care ultimately? Focus your energies on what you need to for yourself and your family. So if it has something to do with you and you're focusing on it, then you know you're a part. But as soon as you feel divided inside, the ultimate plan, the pandemic is working. Because as soon as you have division and anger, you're putting it, your frequency is of that. Right? So if you know anything about the Mandela effect, the 100th monkey, and a tipping point, All we need is a tipping point frequency of love in order to bring in something different for a whole reality. And focusing our energies is the ultimate, right? So the more anyone in any given day focuses on something, the more you either are part of the fear base, or you're part of love, right? And you know what I mean? Nobody's perfect. We're all living like these triggers, these things, these fears. So like where your choices go is again your free will. But at some point, what part are you serving during the day and night, especially when you're alone and you can look at anything? Where do you focus your energies? You focus on things that make you feel like love and safe and comfort and unity, or are you going in to check, see what's happening now, right? Because the more you're poking in and go see what's happening, and you feel like divided inside, it's working. And that's it. This is the card for you, Alexander, Spirit Keeper of the North. That bluish energy. Natural Born Rebel says, selling your soul has a big price. I'm of the mentality that you cannot sell your soul. That's part of the Matrix programs. If you believe that you did or that you have, like it's part of the Matrix programming. So, right? There's the heart, there's the mind, and there's the soul. The soul can't be tampered with. No matter what we've ever been told, your heart can be and your mind, but your soul cannot. Your soul is your highest self, and you know what I mean? Those people who see souls actually see the highest self of everybody at all times. And everything is of source. So there really is no good or bad. There's things playing itself out because of where we're all focusing energies. And that's that. Dominic says, Genevieve, have you ever had anyone with you in the live stream, like through StreamYard or whatever? I have gone on other panels, a few. I've done 2 Zoom type of things with Elf herself and Nicholas Transcends. I personally don't know how to bring people up, and that is a part of my, like, when it will be, right? One of my dream vision goals would be to, like, you know, you can have a Skype conversation with somebody and actually record it if you so choose, like if both people consent. So, you know what I mean? If I was in a very high vibrational conversation with somebody and I would say like, hey, do you want to just put this like on record, and then, you know what I mean? Like either let it all out or edit it. And that's something that Melissa, Thoughts and Perceptions Out Loud, her channel back in the day, I forget what she calls herself now. I have a lot of trouble with when people change their names, guys. I'm not meaning to, you know, misrepresent or forget, but like, holy fuck, the reason I stay as Genevieve and I keep my icon green is so that I'm easy to find, right? Changing our name, I'm bouncing around with stuff. I know we change embodiments. There's no judgment of it, but it's very hard to recall, right? So Melissa had done that with us, me, Lucy, and her back in the day. We vibrated so high when we had a conversation that she had recorded it, and then she edited it and grabbed the snippets of it to make a couple of vids. The Trinity sessions, we had called it. So it's not come into my timeline yet, Dominic, to do more like that. And yeah, if and when it's meant to be, like, I'm on board and ready, and I'm very aligned in where I am to put my energy now compared to even just a couple months ago, right? So thank you that way. You make perfect sense, and that's a fact. Vincent 52, never sell your soul to the devil. Check out the Ghost Rider movie with Nicolas Cage. Again, Vincent, that's part of the programs is the movies, and they want. Again, I stand by that. My belief is we cannot sell our soul. You could think you did, but it doesn't matter what you think you did. Your soul can't be bought or sold. Your heart space can, and all your values you can like fucking not have any, right? That's what evil is, right? You've got no fucking core values of integrity, and you're ready to do whatever it takes to get whatever it takes for yourself, and that's it. You know? But anyways, Spirit Keeper of the North, Alexander, time for contemplation. Turn within. Connect with your ancestors. Incubate ideas. Mend relationships. Watch your dreams. Meditate. The answers are inside you. You're waiting to be heard. Stay warm. Create dreams for your future. Repair whatever is broken in your home and in your life. Forgive those people and situations you've been dragging around for a while. Dragging around. Dragon. Your ancestors are close at hand at this time. Call on them because they want to help you. If you live in the southern hemisphere and read this card, read the Spirit Keeper of the South. Spirit Keeper of the South. Abundance and prosperity in all forms. Expansion. Surging energy. Activity. Movement. Rapid growth. Be open to receiving the bounty of the universe. This is a great time for any procedures. Your energy will be at a maximum. That's for you, Alex. Gunnar Silevi, a lot of people lost their ways in this society for lots of reasons, and it's time to get back on the right track. The right truck. Truck, yeah. I love you too that way. Truck, yeah. Exactly. There are two roads you can go down, and in the long run, there is time to change the road you're on. Right? There is time to change the road you're on. The darkest, the brightest lights are hidden in the darkest places. Judgment has no place left. We have to be of the middle road, right? Some of the people that look the most sweetest on YouTube and so amazing are actually the ones that are like in abusive or abusing other people, treating other people really bad in their reality. They look amazing, guys. They are really good at editing their vids. They will prep their faces and bodies for hours to make sure they look beautiful, but they are not pure of heart. You know, at this point, energy doesn't lie. You can watch somebody and she's so beautiful, so fucking perfect. She speaks so fucking well. But if you can't see yet the energy, like, that's what the last years have been about. Your discernment. It's not about how people look, and it's not about how people speak. And that's quarters of the reason that I stay in authenticity and I speak exactly how I feel. I don't dress up and use the pretty words. I've never studied meditative practices. How I meditate has nothing to do with anybody else on this planet. I'm not here to teach anybody anything, right? The more that people, tell you they're an expert, are they really? Or are they just really good at gathering information, retaining it, and then making money off it, right? Know thyself, to thine own self be true. And knowing yourself means you can read energy. Dominic, I have a physical, spiritual question for all of you. Speculative answers welcome. I have a blown shoulder, a rotator cuff problem, and that came out of nowhere. I woke up with it. The origin and the solution. Dominic, what side is it? Because I don't know if you noticed when I grabbed my left side earlier, but it was like out of the blue, like, ooh. And it was like, what the heck? My shoulder's fine. I didn't twist my head. So I'm just wondering if it's your left or right side. Spiritually, I would look up what the left shoulder rotator cuff specifically is, because sometimes, and it like, be asked to be guided for what's the best, because not everything's going to resonate, but the monkey on my shoulder is what comes up, right? The monkey on my shoulder, and how you interpret that, the waking up with it out of the blue. You know, I know this is going to sound so basic, but your pillow, Dominic. Some people like me, I don't really replace my pillows per se, and it's like it's so like, you know, when's the last time you changed pillows? Your bed, could you need like a different type of foam or a memory foam? And the coming out of the blue, when you do ask these questions, I personally have not streamed, because when I stream and I really ask like people what they're going through, and then when there's a trend, and I use the word trend for lack of a better word, but when 6 masculine in like 5 days tell you they got a shoulder issue, it's like this is an energy passing through for the masculine. And when I say that, feminine as well, we have our, you know, what we pull on, our masculine and our feminine energy. So you know what I mean, I say masculine per se because right now the masculine rising energy of like, because of what's happening in Canada and the whole world is watching, Dominic, and you're, you know, you are Canadian, that thing of like masculine energy feeling strong, when so many masculine for 2 years have felt like emasculated, not strong, not able to, you know, take care of their families the way they would want, not able to protect their children the way they would want. And now that coming into power, so many men acting at the same time, and women, you know what I mean? Like what is actually stirring in that collective masculine Canadian energy, right?
I'm gonna chop up my middle if I keep in mouth for too long.
Yeah, as soon as it too is when it's like out of nowhere, and asking your higher self and your guides, like, is there something I'm supposed to know about this? Is there a message for me? Self massage as well, right, Dominic? You know, like that. Whoa, Dominic, in this card specifically was talking about your hands. So using your own hand and putting it on that area, right? And like, let's say if you're having trouble, right? Some people have like wrist issues and they can only go back so far. The energy from afar, like just looking at your hands and visualizing your back, or having the mirror work, right? A mirror this way and a mirror that way, and focusing your energy. But this card, speaking of healing, you are your own best healer, right? People search outside of themselves a lot, and sometimes it's because they're guided, right? You search within, and then you're guided to go to the chiropractor, to go to whatever it is, the healers, like, right? Only you can know. But did you ever, you know, remember Mel Gibson, Lethal Weapon, right? From injuries, he was able to pop his shoulder in and out. Did you ever, as a child, have an injury that was shoulder based? And I asked that because when I was a baby, my shoulder popped out and my dad popped it back in, right? So in my life, I've had like sometimes where it's like I really gotta like do like certain things. The movement and the flow, the working the Kundalini up. A lot of masculine still are not doing like either breathing exercises or whatever guidance they are of like dancing, rotating the basin, right? Hips don't lie, Shakira. If you move your hips in an like, it moves your Kundalini up. So it could be your Kundalini could be completely trapped here, and it needs to rise up from you as well as what's coming up. Dominic, the left arm is mostly useless. It's frustrating. Yeah. That has happened to me in my life path with my right arm. And it was telling me I had to like stop, you know, the job that I was doing with the repetition of it, right? No matter how, when you're the sole provider, like a single mom, and your whole body is fucked, your body won't let you continue to hold things the same way. Like you have, I say you, I had to quit that job. I had to stop doing those exact same movements every day. It was destroying my body, right? It took me a year, you know, and I sometimes will still have issues if I push myself to do certain things that, you know, the higher guidance says this isn't what you're supposed to be doing, Genevieve. And it's like, if I go do it anyways, I'm done. I might be right about the pillow. Yeah, I feel that just, it's such a simple thing, you know, order one online or go grab one, but just to see. And depending, like, there's so many qualities of pillow now, like, you know, you could choose to educate yourself, ask others, like, I don't know, but there could be like everything's accessible online, right? So to Google, like, if I'm having trouble with a da da da, you know, like the words you use, rotator cuff, shoulder, da da da, like what would be the best pillow? Try with the simplest, always try with the simplest things before, like, you know, because if at this point too is like, we already know when you go to a doctor, they're going to give you test, and more medication. And if that's the path that you need, then that's okay. But there's could always be the simplest, easiest way too, right? What's the matter, Dudish? Delicious. He's hungry? I'll get you food in a minute. My battery's at 5%. I'm gonna just get to the bottom of the chat, and then I'm gonna be done. Hey, Trippy Sunless, me missing you, dude. Trippy, he's doing super good. Yes, Gunnar, it's a global effort to wake up people through love and truth, solidarity, collaboration, compassion for the woke, like Neil, for them to become awakened. Yeah. One of the things that that two of us were talking about is that the muse energy has left the building. So people who are lifelong artists, feeding off a certain energy, the muse energy is gone. It's gone. They don't have the flow anymore. They're not in tune, right? They've chosen different things, and so the muse energy has left the building. It doesn't come to them naturally anymore. And so how the ego and the, you know, the age, because here's the thing about COVID is that it's targeted to make people who are of a certain age feel old and feel very afraid to die, right? There are people who are living fully functional lives who had never gotten a flu shot in their whole fucking life that are now triple vaccinated, right? Because they are a certain age and they are afraid to die, right? Because if no matter what age you are and what illness you could have and what lifelong history you have, you either are secure in your body and not afraid to die, or you are afraid to die. Like, it's just that basic. And that's how this program has been, you know, pushed upon and pushed upon and pushed upon. You got fully functional people who like are completely natural. They don't even take fucking aspirin or Tylenol. They will push through. They will lie down. They will rest. They will take care of their bodies. You know what I mean? But now are of, if you cover your face for 2 fucking years in a row every time you go out and with 3 vaccines, like, you know what I mean? Not even thinking, right? Thinking that this is just normal. People are so used to the masks now that it's scary for them to take it off. It is terrifying for some people to think that they're going to go to work and somebody's going to see their face. That's why this program was put in place, right? Is, you know, some people don't love themselves enough and they are happy with the mask because they feel hidden. They're not being seen, right? That's That's why reaching out, saying beautiful things, kind things to people is so important, right? Good, Alex. Yeah, it is a very beautiful card, eh, dude? Yes, that way, the tea and the, yeah. Love that you keep your thingamajigger green. I kept mine green with the tea head bode. Yeah. No, Dominic, I do not have tarot cards and I do not feel guided to them. I don't think it'll ever be a part of my life path because there's a knowing behind tarot and I don't want to be told what a card means. Right? I don't. If you sometimes you've seen me, I don't know if you've ever been here, when I read what somebody's interpretation, you know what I mean? Like of what this goddess means, and I've thrown the fucking book because it's like this is all bullshit to me, right? So tarot is a knowledge based, like their instinct flows through, but you know what I mean? It doesn't resonate with me for me. That being said, I have like brothers and sisters that it's like, whoa, like I trust them. I'm guided to them. I've asked them for cards, right? They have that knowing. I'm guided to them when it's time, and it's like, boom, right? Just because I'll never do something doesn't mean I don't have complete respect for people who do, right? Sometimes I speak in a way that makes it sound like I don't believe in other stuff. It's like I'm so freaking middle road that, you know what I mean? Like, people are shocked sometimes when I mention urine therapy. Is like, oh, Genevieve, yeah, I'm into everything, like in ways that I don't sit here and teach and talk about, right? My belief of bits of this and this and that, right, is important, super important to me. Yeah, I like that dragging around, eh? He's lying down, dragging around. Oh, Bo. Dude. My dude is hungry. Heard that yesterday, Michelle? David Zeppelin rules. Yeah. Dominic says, Genevieve, our old contact space is gone. Let's get a new one and figure out how to do the StreamYard thing. I think together it would be easier. That would be wonderful. Well, Dominic, you're Canadian. We could text each other just on our normal phones. I'm on Skype and I'm on Instagram. And my battery's going to die soon. Why do I use that term? I really want to have the call. This group is so great. We might as well do it here, was my thinking. That'd be awesome. Yeah, speaking from the heart. Let's see. Dominic, I left all my spiritual cards in England with my honey. I have D&D, Dungeons and Dragons, spell cards, and monster cards. That's so cool. Yeah. Dominic, one thing that I have had is illness after illness since I got back from England. My body has deteriorated quite a lot. I sleep on my left, and it's if my tendons snapped. Yeah, retraining the body to sleep a different way, eh? And yeah, the being separated, the collective energy, the trauma. I'm going to use the word trauma, Dominic, of being separated from, finding someone that you want to spend your life with, and then the trauma of the last 2 fucking years of it being taken away and dangled with you and her. Like, for no wonder, right? Your body, for no wonder. Yeah, the healing hands. I do the healing hands, and I don't think it's failing. Yes, patient remains the ultimate test, really. Yeah, I often think of you and Helen. in the sense of like, I say it openly that, you know, like I'm questing, waiting, wanting my divine union, my divine other, right? And there's nothing else. It doesn't matter. That's it. It's my ultimate. But to find that person and then, you know, to have this separation, right? It's past words. I never envisioned this for you and Helen. I can see us chatting 3 years ago and us seeing that you guys would be together and that we would be there to visit you sooner than later. And that was 3 years ago, Dominic, right? So I think in the timelines of it all, it's beautifully blessed and magical that you have been able to, you know, she come and you go and but at some point it takes its toll on the mind, spirit, and the body. There. Dom, if you want to email me at some point, when I've streamed a long time like this, I don't really generally kind of tend to look at my stuff a lot. Like, and if I do, like, you know, I won't have the energy to have a connection of a conversation or text, you know, tonight per se. But like I said, you're on a Canadian cell phone plan. My texting, uh, you know, we can figure out to talk that way. But yeah, it'd be really cool. Yeah, the patience as the ultimate test. It's getting old though, right? I'm sorry, but we can go back into channelings, transmissions, articles, and videos well past before 2012, speaking of that we're in a transformation and cocoon, right? So all of that is getting very old of certain things. And you know, and this as well, what I'm going to say, Dominic, is because I'm Canadian, I have a certain video I would forward to you. I've touched all the ley lines of Canada. Every highway that the convoy has been on, I've touched since a child. And what I had not touched since a child, I did in 2019 with Lily Rose. So coast to coast, and not only coast from like Vancouver, but all of Vancouver Island, where you are, right? I've done all Vancouver Island, and then from Vancouver all the way to the tip of the highlands of Cape Breton. My DNA, right? From the regular highways that are there now to the highways that were there when I was a child to back roads that some locals have never even seen in their areas. So the ley lines have been lit. They have been activated across Canada, and it's not done. So the imprinting of unconditional love, people gathering in solidarity, is waking the land, is healing the land, is transmuting all the Kabbalistic things and energy centers. So every political building has been, right? And people don't even, it's not that, you know, people are going to do like mojo ceremonies. Our natural passing through does it itself. So it's beautiful. There are gatekeepers and anchors and people who know exactly what they're doing. And there are those of us who've just naturally done it since a child. So all these ley lines being activated across Canada, especially like Vancouver Island, being an island, the energy of the Pacific and what's coming through from Hawaii specifically and Japan is just, you know, it's huge. It's really huge. I'm gonna end the stream like boom, just like this, because I'm done. And I love you guys for being here. Yeah. And that way is like where you are, the ley lines of you, bravery, angelfish, like you guys are my trinity there, but so many people on the west coast, and where you are exactly is just the other side of the mountain of me, right? So me looking at Rainier from, you know, when we had the view from Chilliwack, Abbotsford, and all of that, and thinking I was actually going to be on the Canadian side or get to, because I had a passport, you know, in 2010 and 2009, I had a passport. And then life circumstances made it that I manifested a passport for 5 years and I was never able to cross the border. And this is why sometimes people say, like, just get a passport. It's like, I'm not here to bring in that timeline. If I'm meant to, believe me, I'm on it. I've had the passport stuff in my possession for years now. It might not even be the same forms, but I'm not guided or allowed to fill them out. The same way that, although I do try to manifest myself like a real job in this matrix world to support me and my child, it doesn't come together, right? How in my matrix, in my 3D world and in my reality that I had for 40 something years, you want a job, you just get one, Genevieve, right? Just go, just get her done. It's not like that. I'm of divine will, and when I try to sideline my timelines, it does not work. It does not work, right? So, and that's, it's something that even through the spiritual and people of this community, that is, it's not even, it's like, do you hear me what I'm saying, or are you just basing what you've lived, right? Especially with the whole, like, if you love yourself, you can manifest this, you can manifest that. It's like, okay, it's not about that. And that's part of the spiritual programs as well, right? The guilting and the shaming that goes into the spiritual programs of, if you love yourself, you can manifest anything. Abundance is going to come to you. You know, if you let go of certain timelines, other timelines will come in. Well, I don't know. You know, like, it's not really about that for all of us. For the greater of certain people's pathways and timelines, it is. But not for everyone, right? Spirituality, cookie cuts, everybody's going to have this, but it's like, no. Where's the authenticity? If you notice, like, all big channels speak a certain way, and pretty much all of them are clicked together as well. Why are not big channels who have like 1,000, 1 million subs shouting out little and people that are new? Like, you know what I mean? Like, people who speak in different ways aren't invited to, like, be on, like, you know, a live stream, right? Or to be part of that, right? There's a clickiness even in the spiritually woke community that, you know, it's like people don't even realize it. So the Empress is in Victoria. I used to work there. I might have served you. I haven't been through Victoria in a long time. Okay, I gotta go because my battery's just gonna, and if my battery goes, I'm losing the stream. It won't upload. So I love you guys. Thank you so much for all your time and energy, and thanks for the smoothness of the flow tonight.